We're back, and so is the Champions League draw, but it's slightly different this time. We're going to break down how, why, what it looks like, and how Arsenal could actually get some pretty tough games. You know, there's 2 extra games. We'll explain how that's all going to work too. I'm here with Laurie, Robbie, Cecil, and Turkish to find out who we will be playing from September all the way through to January in a group phase, well, league phase, let's call it actually. That's the official terminology. And yeah, in 30 minutes we'll find out who's a part of it. Who's excited for something new and something a bit different? Because this is a real shake-up from what we're used to. Normally we'd be in a pot, we're in pot 2, and we'd be, you know, hoping for maybe the best team from pot 1, although we did disagree last year on quite how we wanted that to look. Yeah. And then we'd be going through pot 3, pot 4. But now it's a case of, as Turkish was saying off camera, there's no real advantage. It's just a case of balance. You're going to have to play some good sides. You're going to have to play some less good sides and have it out over a league phase. It's quite different, Robbie.
Yeah. If I just read to you, like, just to give people a little breakdown of how these new format is going to go, because I know a lot of people don't really understand it. It says under the new UEFA Champions League format, starting from this season, 2024-25, teams from the same country can face each other in the league phase. So that's a different thing, because normally that's not until the quarterfinals. The new format, often referred to as a Swiss model, replaces the traditional group stage. Instead of the usual 8 groups of 4 teams, there will be a single league phase involving 36 teams. Each team will play 8 matches against 8 different opponents, 4 of them at home and 4 away, and these opponents are determined based on the seeding and the draw. Since all 36 teams are all in the same league table, it's possible for teams from the same country to be drawn to play against each other in this league phase. Unlike the previous format where teams from the same country could only meet in the quarterfinals onwards, the system allows for domestic clashes right from the start of the competition. That's a big change.
Don't love that. Back-to-back Anfield trips. Who needs that, eh?
Well, no, you'd only go... I guess if you went in the league. You go in the league and
Or City.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to think, right? We've got... I mean, so are we saying this is plausible? Tottenham away... City away midweek, and then City away on the weekend.
Yeah, that's possibility.
Listen, that's my understanding of it a little bit. But anyway, we're gonna find out who Arsenal are playing, and I think it's in a few days they're actually going to confirm the order of the fixtures and when they'll take place.
Saturday they'll confirm the actual order of the fixtures.
So let's try visualize this, people. Right? Imagine one big league of 36 teams, because it used to be 32 teams. They've added 4, so 36 teams. Everyone is going to play 2 teams from each pot, so 8 games, there's 4 pots. So 2 from the best, 2 from the second best, all the way down to the third and fourth best. You're going to play that each team, so 8 different teams, once, either at home or away. So we might have the Bernabeu, but we're not necessarily inviting Real Madrid to the Emirates unless we meet them in the knockout phases. Once you've tied up those points, it's 3 points for a win, point for a draw, all that, the league will look like something from 1 to 36, and that top 8 teams will go immediately through to the round of 16. Then everyone from 9th through to 24th, that's 16 teams, will then go on and play in a playoff, which is basically a round of 32, to then try and make it through to the knockouts into the round of 16, where they'll play one of the top 8 teams that made it through that league. And then it's two-legged football, though it's two-legged football through the playoff as well. So, have at it. What do we think, Turkey?
People say it's more like a league now, but I feel the opposite. I feel like it really is more of a knockout. It feels like we're coming up to knockout draw more than it does a league draw, because we're playing everyone once. You know, playing home and away, that's what you kind of link to a league. This one, it feels different. I mean, it's something we're going to have to get used to. I guess the threat of the Super League made them think about things, because even around that time, you know, the murmurs that this was coming in was always a thing. This was their way to kind of, you know, bring more money into it, give the people that have been crying for more money that money, and so on.
It feels like Super League.
It does, but it's interesting. I mean, until we get who we get in the next hour or so, I don't know how to feel, because I think I crave those Champions League games against a Real Madrid or a Inter Milan or
same.
You know, these big European, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. These are the ones that you're in the Champions League for. So it's interesting. I want to see, do we play in the Bernabeu against Real, and then do Bayern Munich come to the Emirates, or is it, do we go away to Leipzig and play against who else is in the pot?
Well, we'll go through actually the pots. Robbie's got them in front of him, so we'll go through each pot. But listen, call me crazy, but we're just reacting to the actual system. I quite like it.
Yeah, I do as well.
There's the player welfare side of things we've got to talk about, which is how much extra football they're playing. Of course, the round of 32 playoff, that does make it awkward if you don't finish in that top 8. Then you've got what Arteta alluded to, which was things like tactically, you could prepare for a team and almost go back to your notes for the second game you played against them. Now it's 8 different teams of different preparations. So that's another mental load on the players. We'll go through all that, but just from a pure viewer's perspective, I'm excited, man. I might get Man City, Real Madrid one week. I might get, Bayern Munich, Arsenal, the week after. It feels like you're going to get a lot of great clashes. And it feels like whoever does win it at the end will have absolutely earned it. I mean, it's going to be hard work to get this one over the line. Laurie, what's your reaction to the changes from a fan's perspective and a viewership perspective?
Well, me being me, when I first started to look at this, I was of that view that it was like a cynical exploitation of the fans for more money. That was my viewpoint going in. But like you, the more I analyse it, the more I'm trying to get all these different configurations in my head. And then the more you think about who you could get, you start to realise actually it might not be such a bad idea after all.
Can it be both?
Well,
Can
it
be
definitely
cynically, money driven, but also actually quite a good idea.
Absolutely. And you know what? Credit to the people that sat down and drew this up, because they've come out with a master plan. So, yeah, initially I had my misgivings, but the more I kind of look into it, I'm a bit like you guys. I'm quite excited by it. And as you said, whoever emerges as the winner of the 24-25 Champions League can truly say they're the best team in Europe.
It really is a league now. It's like now we're in 2 leagues, in the Premier League and this. This is a proper league, and I am of the thinking there is a cynical way of making money. That's my feelings on it, right? And that there's more games, there's more everything, you know what I mean? So that, I think, listen,
do you know what I've just realised?
What?
We're going to have fan cams outside Leipzig's ground, Turkish going, Robbie, we're 10th!
Yeah.
We're 10th, Robbie!
Do you know what? My mind was going there as well. I was just thinking wow.
We'll be the round of 32 at this stage.
That's literally, James, my mind went there as well.
No.
That's so funny. I actually thought wow, once the game's finished, you'll be checking Premier League tables and be like, actually, hold on, we've got to check the Champions League table as well and see Barca, Real Madrid in there. It's like, I am excited by it though. Things are changing so quick. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's here now.
Yeah.
It's here now. There's nothing we can do about it. It's here now. It's the new format. We're going to have to embrace it. But to me, this new format has come about. It's like what Turkish said. It's to appease the Super League thing when that was going to happen.
But I think they had these plans in a bit before as well, though. I think Gundogan spoke out.
They had these plans in before.
Yeah.
Again, because they knew it was brewing up about a Super League because all these big clubs are complaining.
Yeah.
So now it's there's more teams in it. You got, had the coefficients not got messed up for the Premier Leagues, there would have been 5, Premier League teams in it. So it is to try and appease the big clubs across Europe to make sure that they can get in it and make sure they get a lot of games to make a lot of money.
There is a frustration though to say a small one, just if we get to E away, for them not to be able to come to the Emirates, I feel like that will stink if that happens, something like that, because obviously you'll play them away and not play back at the Emirates. That would be annoying if you get something like that. But if you get someone like you mentioned, Real Madrid and the Bernabeu, as a fan, I do want to see that personally. Having Real Madrid even come to the Emirates would be a benefit for me. But I don't know, it's an interesting one. We're now looking at getting in that top 8. That's where the pressure lies. You've got to get in that top 8. I want to be seeded. Once you get in there, you're seeded. I don't want to be in that mix zone where you have to play more games to try and get into the round of 16.
No, that's back in the top 4 battle. That's how I see it. Realistically, we should be looking at top 4.
Well, top 8.
No, we should be looking at top 4.
Finishing 8th is going to be
I'll be quite happy with that. I'll be happy with top 8. I'll be happy with 8th.
I don't think in Arsenal's
don't
history.
Get our fans started.
Don't clip that.
Yeah, Seaman already mentioned on the interview about how fans celebrated top 4.
No, but you got to think, right?
This is different.
I imagine there's no benefit. There's no added benefit to finishing second to finishing 8th. I mean, essentially, it's book your place in the round. But
I mean, if you aim for top 4, which we should, because we look at Europe and even the odds. Let's look at what the bookmakers have gone by. Arsenal are 3rd favourites, and some might say 4th. You go for top 4, you fail, you're still in the top 8. So it's not about now everyone should be saying, let's go for top 8.
I can't wait to see the growing narratives. Right? This is going to be so interesting.
It's so good.
Can the only thing be like if you've comfortably made it into the top 8, that then for them last few games become a bit meaningless? That's the other thing as well. I don't know. It's going to be one of these things that we're going to find out as it goes along, isn't it?
If we get top of the Champions League table and I print a T-shirt,
What?
huh?
You're
no
on
more
the edge
T-shirts,
anyway,
bro.
mate.
No
You're
more
on the edge.
T-shirts.
I can print a Christmas T-shirt of us.
We want the Champions League phase.
Why you
2020.
sitting next to me and do this?
James, am I right in thinking that there's plans to revamp the music as well, isn't it?
No, they've remixed it slightly. I think they've added
Yeah,
some
it's got
flutes.
a couple little flutes in it, but it's the same music, really.
Okay,
People
yeah. I
lose it.
saw something.
They
like
haven't. They haven't quite got Calvin Harris on it, which would have. I mean, that would be interesting. But
Do you want me to give you the pots?
Yeah,
Right.
go on.
So these are the pots. Pot 1: Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, PSG, Liverpool, Inter Milan, Dortmund, Leipzig, and Barcelona. That's pot 1. Pot 2 is Leverkusen, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Juventus, Benfica, Arsenal, Club Brugge, Shakhtar, and AC Milan. Pot 3, Feyenoord, Sporting, PSV Eindhoven, GNK Dynamo, Salzburg, Lille, Krasnodar, Young Boys, and Celtic. And pot 4 is Slovan Bratislava, Monaco, Sparta Prague, Aston Villa, Bologna, Girona, Stuttgart, Sturm Graz, and Brest from France.
go on, pot 1, everyone. Tell
Nearly
me.
didn't make it to the end there. Rob.
Lot of teams, man. A lot of teams.
You go on your pot
36.
1, everyone. Who do you want home and away? Let me know. I want Real Madrid away, and Dortmund at home.
I fancy a Madrid away. Just
Just
to
some fun.
like, yeah, you know.
I want Bayern at home. I don't
Madrid
know why
away,
I don't know why
Turkish?
Yeah, I
Bayern.
want that, yeah. That'd be
I
nice.
want
Madrid away.
But I want Bayern at home.
I'd rather get
Revenge.
Madrid now than in the knockouts.
Yeah, preferably. Yeah, let's test the waters with it.
I
But yeah.
want to avoid City and Liverpool, man. That's so boring.
Yeah.
But I'd love a Real Madrid, even Inter Milan, San Siro trip would be great. I really want in pot 4 just because I live there. I want Bologna away.
Oh,
Honestly,
no, I
if
wouldn't
you
mind.
guys go to Bologna away, like the ground's incredible. Like it's in one of those open roof ones where, like, it's just below the cathedral, which kind of looks over. It's so picturesque and stunning. So I hope we get Bologna away as one of them. What other trips
Dortmund
in
away.
there?
Dortmund away. I haven't seen it yet. You've seen the yellow. You've experienced the yellow wall.
Yeah,
You've done
Dortmund.
like 3-4 times, haven't you?
Dortmund. No, I don't
used
want
to
to
get
do
them all the
Dortmund.
time.
Dortmund was boring, man. Been there too many times. I
Yeah.
want Real Madrid.
The new stadium.
I don't want Bayern either. But any money, we're going to get Bayern again.
Yeah,
innit?
we'll get
Of
Bayern.
course we will.
Oh, yeah,
Of course we
Bayern.
will. But no, Inter would be great. Let's talk about then the follow, like, what's the word? The effects of all this, right? Because we just talked about how one of the potential downsides to this, especially if you're a manager and a player preparing for it, it's not just the physical load of having to play 2 extra games. That's if you then qualify for the top 8. Then if you don't, if you're in that 9th to 24th, you're then playing another double-legged affair. So before you get into the round of 16, you're potentially playing 10 games rather than 6 before. That's a lot more extra football. We know now that it's much more high intensity football. You then got the fact that you're playing 8 different teams. So potentially, and maybe a 9th, obviously, if you're playing in that round of 32 playoff. So that's potentially 8 to 9 teams you've got to prepare for. That's like another kind of mental load of prep or whatever. You know, you're not, as Arteta was sort of suggesting, going back to kind of previous plans or whatever. And also, you know, in the previous groups, you could win your first 3 and you're basically through. You're like, all right, we're done. You know, we've won our first 3, 2 of them away from home. We're very comfortable. Arsenal, you know, you might not be in that position by game week 4 or 5. There's still another.
Yeah, when
3-4
I was
games to
reading
play.
up on it, that was one of the things they said. That was one of the outcomes that they wanted to achieve. They want to keep people interested right up until all the end of the game. So, as you quite rightly said beforehand, if you won your first couple of games, especially if you was one of the kind of seeded groups in those first tranche of games, then you're thinking, yeah, you can rest players for the next couple of games. With this system, it's far more difficult to do that.
Yeah.
But what if you know you're certified in the top 8, though? You might be able to, you know, you've won, like, say, your first 4-5 games. You might be able to rest them up for the last 3.
I wonder if there is a benefit to finishing. Well, let us know in the comments if you do know this. If there is any benefit to actually finishing top of that league in any way, whether it's you get a more favourable team.
Yeah, I think
from-
that's the idea.
There's got to be
should
something in
be,
there
yeah,
to
if you
kind of
finish-
keep
if you
you.
finish-
wanting.
Already it goes from 3 wins to probably 5 wins. Should get you top 8.
Yeah.
So it keeps
5
people
wins,
interested. A couple more games
2
if that.
draws, 5 wins, a draw. Yeah.
So I think the idea is the higher up you finish in that first tranche, that 1 to 8, then you get the reverse of that 16.
Nah, it's back to a draw.
complete draw. Just to
Yeah,
No, I
because
think
first,
it's seeded. I
first
think
to
it's
eighth,
seeded.
first to eighth go through automatically.
Yeah.
9th to 24th
Playoff.
go into a
Yeah, I'm
playoff.
saying,
So
but when you get to that, when you get beyond that phase, the seeding kind of kicks in. So if you finished in the first,
yeah, the
of
top
that-
8 will be
yeah.
one pot, and then the 8 that go through from 9 to 24 will be in the second pot.
Yeah.
And then that would be the home
Absolutely.
Well,
advantage.
the
of
road
it.
it's
that
going to be
around
interesting.
16, yeah, that'll be
And
around
worth
16
knowing,
for sure.
everyone, that this isn't going to be a case of a former pro sort of struggling to open the the Champions League balls and pulling out some paper. It's actually going to be a computer that does this. Reason being, you were saying, Cecil?
They
Because
said it would take
four-
them 4 hours. Yeah, they said if they did it the normal way to get all these fixtures in, they would take it 4 hours. So put it to computer and AI, and it's all, you know, all set up and everything. It should be quicker, hopefully. It will be. I'm sure it will be. That's why they've gone to computer.
What's
though,
the
so,
odds
yeah.
on it messing up?
I mean, they did this with the ticketing system. Remember they got a digital
Nah,
tickets.
what's the odds on it messing up?
It must be.
Have I got 5 minutes to check quickly? Because the
do you?
I do know
likelihood
what's
of this
gonna
thing
happen,
messing
though.
up today.
People, if they don't get the draws they want, or if people get unfavourable, there's going to be cries out. It's a fix.
We know people already aren't happy with the
People's
fact
gonna
that
say
the
that.
European clubs couldn't play each other in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, that made the
third
draw
round
a bit.
A lot of
Yeah.
people weren't happy about that, and I still don't quite know why we benefit. Like, I don't quite understand why that sort of seeding was brought in, but it was brought in, and a lot of people weren't happy about it. So a lot of changes this season, but I imagine the expectation remains all the same. You know, a lot of people had us incredibly last season for our first season back in the Champions League. A lot of people had us as like top 4 favourites. You know, they had us with Bayern Munich, Man City, Real Madrid because of the good work we've done in the league. But we know that there exists a European pedigree. We know that there exists a history and an understanding of how to negotiate a certain competition. But this is going to be very different for a lot of teams. You know, Real Madrid haven't experienced this. Doesn't matter. They what, 15 times? How
15.
15, right? So this is going to be quite new for all. But the expectation's the same, isn't it? That we want Arsenal. What I mean, a lot more football. But what are your expectations for Arsenal this season, Laurie? In terms of, is it still a quarterfinals, a semi-final? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I think if we get beyond the quarterfinals, I think we can be deemed to have done well, because let's face it, you know, I don't think we're eating at that top table yet in terms of European football. We're still trying to win our domestic league. So I think the Premier League will be our primary focus. But if we can get to quarterfinals and beyond, I think most of the fan base would find that acceptable. I hope that doesn't sound too negative, but that's
You know,
what
for
I
me,
see.
right, what this
league is different.
is showing me, right, and as we're on the eve of, transfer deadline day, you need a good squad. I said it this morning. I was in my Transfer Daily show. Squad looks great after the first couple of games, right? Because there's no other games. It's just,
They're fresh.
just Saturday, the whole squad's there. But you think about this, right? You've got this longer format now, 8 games. You've got the League Cup, which they've had to juggle to make, to fit teams in by, seeding teams that are in this competition. You're going to have the FA Cup kicking in January, and you've got all the league games. You need a good squad, man. And I hope, that with the transfer window about to close, we've made a couple of good signings, but we do need that forward player.
Oh, you know,
As we've been letting a lot of players go.
Have you seen the January fixtures? Have you seen like that run like this? But Brighton, Spurs,
Is it, yeah?
City.
Yeah.
like,
So,
to add-
and
who,
to throw all these whatever we're going to get with this in. So you need a good squad, if you know what I mean, because they are flogging the players. They are giving them more games now to play. So the squad has to be big.
Who remembers that footage of you, Robbie? This must have been like the transfer window, like 6-7 years ago. And someone turned it into a meme of like someone just going to open the door, and it's you going, sign some players.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's in my head. Arsenal, sign some. I can't have Saka playing another 1,000 minutes on top of the 3,000 minutes he played before.
Yeah, we can't afford the 2 extra games in February. That's for sure.
No,
We have to finish top 8.
Can I jump in there? And a big thank you to Kumbo Emmanuel with your super chat. and this makes complete sense, there is a benefit for finishing as high as possible. The first two can only meet in the final. Second and third in the semis, etc. Think tennis seedings. So that is
Okay.
Thank you. That really helps. So basically, you finish top, Real Madrid finish second. We can't meet them until the final because we'll just be put on complete other side. So they'd split the 8, accordingly, and then it seems it'd probably be random amongst who you play after that. But where you're placed in the draw is obviously more favourable the higher you are. So there is a benefit. That there is. There's a reason to keep going. So thank you so much for that super chat. We'll go through a few more. Old Cozy says, surely club owners will not want to be in the top 8. What do you mean will not want to be?
They want to be in that top 8.
Yeah,
He's probably thinking more games, more money, but no, for that's probably what he's trying to say by that.
I get you.
But I mean, for us, more games. If you're not in the top 8, you'll get more
TV right? You must get more.
You'll get more money. So of course,
But then you're through to the next stages where you're guaranteed more games anyway, innit? So,
and bigger games. Yeah.
you don't want to kill your team being tired in those games.
I must admit, the way they've played a blinder with this.
No, I'll be honest.
Not only have they done it.
I quite.
Not only have they done it so that
I
they've
think we'll see.
manipulated more money, they've also managed to make it, let's face it, a more competitive tournament. And I think that it's almost like a new look competition, isn't it? So come next May, whoever wins it, it's like, wow, we won a new look Champions League. It's almost like a different competition, even though it's a Champions League.
As long as they don't mess with the trophy. The trophy's iconic. Don't mess with it.
And the song and the intro as well. Do you think people will be able to cuss people? Like, where did you finish that year in the Champions League? Where was you? You're placed 16th. Do you think it will get to
I
that?
can imagine. Yeah, you finished 14th, but we made the semi. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like,
We'll get to that.
I think it's one of those things where only time's going to tell whether this is a good format or not.
Yeah.
Once we start playing games, once we see what it looks like at the end of that sort of long league group stage, whatever they want to call it, that's when we're going to find out whether this has actually been a good competition or not.
I think the players as well have a lot to say on that. I think we'll see. If they are looking exhausted, shot on their feet by March. And I know that we sometimes maybe make too many excuses for players on this front, but now you're incentivizing bigger squads. You're incentivizing the big clubs going and getting even more of the big players because they need not just maybe 13, 14 starters. Maybe in the coming years they'll realize they need 17, 18 first starters, quality players to be able to negotiate all this. Does that then distort the league more? Like, there's so many potential.
Just thinking out loud,
effects.
do you think that will affect the way the teams view like their domestic competition? So, for example, Arsenal, especially if you've got those big fixtures coming up in Europe, you're looking at your domestic competitions. How strong are you really going to go?
The Carabao Cup's already been affected.
I'd said it. I was on a show today on DR Sports, and I said it. Right, the Carabao Cup, the way it's going with these, that'll be dead in the next few years. Right, with them big teams, literally, they're already sacrifice it. Now with the more games in this, more lucrative.
But what about the FA Cup? Do you think that would be affected as well? Because it sounds like it might be.
Yeah, and basically these competitions, if you're organising the Champions League, they don't really give a toss about the FA Cup. They just care about their competition. So
you lot know me, man. Play your football, man. Like for me, not much has changed since 20 years ago. I mean, you lot will remember more so Robbie and Laurie.
Every day play football.
Don't you remember when Champions League was 2 group stages and then knockouts?
Yeah.
That's 6 games. Then it went straight to quarters, so you miss out on 2. There was 10 games back then. And
Hey,
that was
listen,
the bare
I
minimum.
remember when it was the European Cup, when it was only the first 2 teams.
And now they're
finishing
all
the domestic
they're
league
all
in the
eating
tournament.
plants and they're all drinking the best juices in the world, and the best physios are around them, and the sports therapists and the
still can only do.
psychologists
Yeah, I
and
mean, they're
all
not
of this.
robots though. You know, what I mean, they can only do certain amount. You know, what I mean, they're not.
Yeah, but they
eating plants.
20 years ago, there wasn't robots either, but there wasn't this much like hoo-ha about how much game time. Scrap the League Cup then. Scrap the League Cup. We always talk about the League Cup, whether it's worth it. We're the only country that has 2 cups. Stop saying less trophies. We're the only country that has 2 cups.
Yeah.
If it's such a big problem, what are we saying? If we put up a vote on this table, the Champions League or League Cup, so the reality is the
No, but
FA
surely
could do
under what
something
you're
about it.
saying, we should have both.
Just play, innit?
Yeah, I mean, just play.
It's all right for us to say scrap the League Cup. But what about all the other teams? That,
Yeah,
But that
never made the
not
Champions
scrap
League.
it. I mean, just leave Premier League. Let that be the Football League Cup, and then the winners of that play the winners of the FA Cup at the end of the season. Like something like that. Bring more to it.
We laugh at Turkish, but he was also the one who said that get the players back for the start of the season. We were like, oh no, they're going to need a bit of a break. And next thing, they're coming on against Leverkusen for 45 minutes. I'm thinking, all right, fair enough. So, yeah, maybe the attitude is just be ready for it and get playing. So I've got to defend you a little bit there. Look, let's go through some super chats, people, and then I think we will touch on transfers because we are getting ready for the draw pretty soon. And may I say, we do have highlights of Real Madrid winning the Champions League back in May or 1st of June, I think it was. And my word, they celebrated it like it was 3 points away at Stoke, didn't they? just sort of a few jumps. There we go, another
15,
Champions League. I'm thinking I'd have been delirious, but there we go. Let's see if we can get one this year. Bashman, I'll come to your super chat in a sec. It's to do with transfers. What have we got? AFC Max. I swear, if it's Bayern again, I'm going to suggest corruption of the highest order. Also, good to see Robbie, James, Turkish Cecil, and Laurie.
Big up.
Yeah, big up, man. Good to see you. I've got your super chat in there. Old Cozy. Leaky's live stream says it's a cheap rip-off of the Super League. 2 more games is bonus, but there are more crap teams and there won't be more big clashes. Give us the Super League. UEFA suck. That's what he's saying. Okay. What else have we got? Thank you, Tokumbo, for explaining the seeding as well for the knockouts. MMO Mock says, stop saying we can draw Prem teams. We cannot. So you can. Just
it's a rarity, but
it's possible. It depends on how the earlier parts of the draw go, essentially. And if there's no choice but to draw them, then we can. That's what we've been told. Abdullah says, only benefit from finishing the top 8 is avoiding the top 7 seeded. Another note, I'd love Payback versus Companies buying. Give us Bayern at home and the Bernabeu. Ibi says some dream matches I'd love. Madrid at home, AC Milan away, Celtic away, Dortmund away.
Celtic away.
For me, just to get to the last 16, anything past that depends on the draw. HMD says teams from the same nation can't play in the group. Last game week, all games are simultaneous. No, but I think, like we said, I think you still can, but it's rare and it would need a particular something to happen earlier in the draw. Joe Wright says, give us Real Madrid. Yep, we're all feeling that. Thank you, B fella, for your super chat. An original says, based on current transfers around the world, who are your Champions League favourites this year? Well, I think adding
Real Madrid.
Adding Mbappe might help. So I have them up there. Bashment, we'll come to you now because we'll touch on some transfer stuff. He goes in capital letters. When are we signing a striker, Robbie? Robbie. When are we signing a striker? When are we signing a striker?
Robbie.
Come on. You got your 5 cars, you got your 4 massive houses. Sign a striker, Robbie. What are you doing?
You've been doing this every day on Transfer Daily. When is the striker coming?
And now you won't sign a striker. What are you doing?
I don't know who we're going to sign. I mean, I dropped my exclusive a couple of days ago, which I see a lot of people going with today. That about Ivan Toney, that's not dead. There's talk today as well about Raheem Sterling. There's been a lot of talk about that over about the past hour or so about Arsenal being interested in him, and also Kingsley Coman is still there available as well. So, or will Arsenal go completely left field and bring in a signing that nobody was thinking of? Well, yeah, there'll be a keeper. Joan Garcia is going to come in from Espanyol. Yeah. That's going to happen now that Ramsdale.
Do you think we'll pay the release clause? It's a lot of money, 20.
I think he'd be under that. I think that deals like that, I think, are more or less have almost been done already. Yeah. And they've just been sitting there waiting on Ramsdale to move, because obviously they couldn't move for Garcia if Ramsdale doesn't go. But now Ramsdale's done his medical, he's going to be unveiled as a Southampton player. Then they'll get that done and he'll be in before the end of the transfer window tomorrow. But what everybody wants to know, obviously, is who's that forward player going to be. And I think it's, if we sign a forward player, a good forward player, I think it's been a very good window for Arsenal when I look at it. If we don't get that forward player, then I think it's been we strengthened the defence up midfield, but we still left ourselves short up front, especially with Eddie Nketiah going. Surely they've got to be bringing someone in. So
and Fabio Vieira as well.
Fabio Vieira went as well, yeah. So some of those names, some of them names suggested. I mean, personally, I'd have Sterling. And I'd have Toney. You know what I mean? One of those two I'd have.
It was either or. Yeah.
Either what, Sterling or Toney?
Yeah.
I think it's Toney. Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, what you doing?
Jokeris seems to have dropped out the
I
picture.
don't
Yeah,
want to
probably-
disrespect what
probably
Sterling has
Tony.
done in his career.
I think
Incredible
Tony.
numbers.
Sterling's got to a level that Tony's never got to, in my opinion. So
True.
if Arteta's able to get that back out of him, then we've added a top winger. But the problem is we haven't seen that for 2 years. He had glimpses last season, but that was more towards the start, Raheem Sterling. I read some words from Kevin De Bruyne on Raheem, talking about what a great humble guy he is, how well they got together. They got on together. They're kids
friends,
as well.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
good friends. So I think this idea that because he's come out quite publicly about the Chelsea situation, that there's like an attitude thing. I don't think that would be a problem. There have been rumours about whether Tony is someone that would fit in with, the supposed way that Arsenal sort of do things. But again,
I've seen that debunked in recent days as well.
Well, he just looks a brilliant player, and I think we could do with a little bit of arrogance up the pitch to go to the Etihad and go, oh, listen, I'm the guy. I'm going to bully their centre back, so I'm going to give us an outlet. So I think both would add something to Arsenal.
I want to hear from Turkish, man. He's just sitting there. He's sitting there quiet, right? He's got that look on his face.
It is underwhelming for what we were hoping for going into
they're both underwhelming. That's the problem. Yeah, both would be underwhelming. I'd probably lean towards Tony, but if you could get the best out of Sterling, then that's a whole different, completely level of player. But
Who would you want?
I don't want either.
Who would you like then? That's what I'm saying.
I don't like either. But if you've got a gun to my
take them
head
over
to say,
nothing?
who am I going to take? Tony.
Do you take them over nothing,
Yeah,
though?
of course you do. You must.
Of course, you take over nothing, but that's just, but that's bottom of the barrel questioning.
Who did you want?
That's where we are.
In terms of you're squeezing something out.
I think the problem here is that it's obvious. It's obvious who Arsenal's number one target's been. It's been Nico Williams. That's who they want, but he's not leaving.
You'd think that.
So
I don't know.
So
at least
then,
Deco come out and said we wanted him and he doesn't want to come Barca. How about Edu come and tell me the same thing rather than us talk about that's one of our targets all summer. This was meant to be the summer we do it. This was our best financial. Listen, we're still making losses, but in terms of revenue and it's our best year in the Kroenke's history. And it just seems like we've taken our foot off the gas. And we've got 24 hours to go.
Yeah, but if a player don't want to come,
you make them want to come, or you go to Plan B.
Kidnap them.
in your world, you just go down there, turn up in Bilbao. You know what I mean? You and a couple of heavies. You know what I mean?
But if it's
bundle
not-
him into the back into the back of your car. You know what I mean? And next week he turns up at the Emirates. It don't work like that.
Yeah, but not so long ago it was he wants to go Barca. Now he doesn't want to go Barca. He doesn't want to leave Bilbao. There's always amongst us Arsenal fans, we always make the most excuses for this club and
No. But that
He just signed him. He just knew
that
signing
he
him.
wants to go to Barca was Barcelona trying to push that.
No, but
to
but
force him
Arsenal
out.
fans were saying that to me. Don't talk about Nico. He wants to go Barca.
No, but don't
now
listen-
it's we can't get him off Bilbao. Why? Who said
Well,
that?
I've been saying on my
Has he come
Transfer
out?
Daily right along that the talk is he don't want to leave Bilbao. He wants to stay there with his brothers there. You know, as someone suggested, maybe go and get the two of them. Sign both him and his brother. But
Didn't he just sign an
if he
extension? He signed an
doesn't want to
extension as well.
leave, if a player don't want to leave a club,
That's
there's
fine.
nothing you can do in that.
There's nothing you can do but go on to the next target. Is it Kvaratskhelia? Is it Leao? Is it Chiesa for 10 mil, who's essentially a risk-free because you're getting him in for such a low fee that if he doesn't work out, it's 10 mil. Rob, there's been players in the market,
Well, let's wait and see, innit?
Wait and see, Rob. There's 24 hours to go. Why am I waiting and
Exactly.
seeing?
Well, let's wait for the 24 hours. It's like you didn't want to wait when it came to Eddie. When you were saying get rid of him for 15 million quid, now he's gone for 30.
Yeah, and you were saying get 50 mil for
That's
him.
why you got to be patient.
You were saying get 50
hold on, wait.
mil
That's
for
why
him.
you need patience because you were there like this. Just you even blamed it onto us. Remember, it was our fault.
Both of you
The
said
Lions, yeah,
both of them said
I
40,
know.
50 mil at the start.
It was our fault. He
I
was
never
saying.
actually thanked you for getting us 30 million.
Hey, you know what I mean?
Well
I should
done.
get a percentage of that 15 mil then.
Well, let's get a striker first. Worry about your percentage after. But if the excitement's not about Eddie going or this person going, our attack is actually weaker than it was last season, and we all thought we needed to build on that attack last season. So how have we left ourselves with 24 hours to go?
Yeah, I agree with
Smith Rowe's gone, and I look at Smith Rowe as a front four player. He's not an 8. So people don't tell me Marino's an upgrade on Smith Rowe. He is a front four player. We lost Smith Rowe, Vieira, and Eddie's gone. That's 3 players in the attack that have left us, and we all knew that we had to do better than that last season. So what's going to happen in the last 24 hours, unless it's an Isak, unless it's a
You're
Nico
talking
Williams,
about
unless
players.
it's a Kvaratskhelia
You are talking about
or
players that
whatever.
didn't really play last season. You know what I mean? Smith Rowe didn't play. Eddie barely played towards the end of the season, and nor did Vieira.
Yeah.
So, we're not talking about players that were starting loads of games. I think we need to go out and get a forward player. I agree with you. You know what I mean? We have to. I think if we don't, I'll be very disappointed.
But you know what this club do, and this is what I'm saying. We've come down to 24 hours to go, and this ain't a transfer show. That's tomorrow. But we've come to 24 hours to go, and we're saying we need an attacker. No, the reality is we needed 2 attackers, Rob. We all know this. We all said we need a backup to Saka and a left wing competition or striker. Yeah. Now it's 24 hours to go. They've backed us into a corner to say, all right, what's the one we do need? It's that. Okay, cool. Don't worry, they'll feed us some bullshit in the next 24 hours.
Now,
excited was 5 years ago now. That's sell by date is gone.
Yeah, how many strikers of
sell by date is gone.
Be patient, Turk.
Yeah, let's hear that next.
I love Robbie. Robbie goes, Turkish, you've been really quiet, and then just unloads the camera.
No, I didn't unload on him. He started.
It was such a calm Champions League draw show.
You know what I mean? I saw it. I know that face. I've known him a while now, and I know that face.
I'm not happy. What can I say?
Well, I think we'll be live tomorrow on AFTV. We'll be live from 7, I believe, going through to around the deadline, and we'll be getting we'll know a lot more in 24 hours time. The Sterling stuff is picking up. Team News and Ticks, who's been, let's give him full credit, certainly one of the more reliable ITKs over the last year, has said that Arsenal have been offered Raheem Sterling by the players' representatives, and he would be willing to take a very significant pay cut to join the club. Arsenal have said a salary they would be willing to offer, which Sterling has supposedly accepted. I think Sterling would probably take a pay cut to come to Arsenal, because that's a great move for him, right? To go play under Arteta, where it's no secret the two of them worked really well together at Man City. They both credit each other a lot for the work they did together. I think Pep Guardiola credits Arteta a lot for the work he did with the wingers. Sterling, this isn't some 33-year-old joker or something. This is someone who, 2 years ago was going for 50 million from Man City. And it hasn't quite worked at Chelsea, but can you kind of get that spark out of him, at least as a squad player? I think you probably could. Then there's pressure on Nwaneri to be that second creator in the squad behind Ødegaard, because Smith Rowe and Vieira have gone. So we're kind of, it's not the guarantees we wanted going into next season, but you're kind of pinning it on a 17-year-old and a player whose best form we haven't seen for 2 years. And even in that final season at City, I don't think he was playing quite as regularly. So 24 hours to see where we are. Interesting that you're right, a lot more other journos and articles and people are talking about Ivan Toney. Is that something, because we were talking all these rumours that Arteta didn't get on with Toney or something, is that complete nonsense? So we're going to find out that actually that is the deal Arsenal want to do. So it's going to be really interesting to see. But if I just round this off by asking you one, we'll go into the super chats in a sec. Sterling or Toney, forget the fee, just which player would you rather have at your club?
No brainer, Ivan Toney.
No brainer, wow.
For me. I rate Sterling, don't get me wrong.
I think people agree.
But I'm very definitive that we need a striker.
Can we get a poll going in the...
need a striker.
I'd love to know people's thoughts.
I think I'd have to go Toney, because if Eddie's going, you need another striker, I think. Mm-hmm. So Toney.
I'm not fussed, by the way. I just want to attack.
See, I can't understand that. You're saying you're not fussed. We need a striker. So why would you...
But I just want any of them. I'm not. But like, we need to bring someone
scoring
in.
Goals, isn't it?
So who's a lot more likely to get you those goals? Toney or Sterling?
Well, not
Sterling
necessarily.
scored 20 goals in was it the 1920 season? Sterling's prolific.
Yeah, I mean, let me qualify that by saying, of course, he can score goals and he's a very good player. I do rate him. But what I'm saying is, if I had to choose between one or the other, I'd definitively go for Toney, because he can do more in that role. We need a striker.
Just letting production know, the poll we're going for is who would you rather sign? And then we're going to go for Sterling or Toney. I've got to be honest, right? I keep thinking...
Amazing.
Toney, who I rate massively. You remember Forever Arsenal podcast back in January, I was saying I would go and get that deal done. I just keep thinking with Sterling available, again, I don't think Toney's ever got to a level that Sterling has.
20 goals.
But I can see Toney winning us more games. 20 minutes to go, low block, linking up play. What was I saying outside? You go to the Etihad and we need to turn that 1 point into 3 points. Toney's the guy who I think you're on the back foot, we're sitting back, he could bully a Diaz or a Stones and set Saka away on the counter or Martinelli on the counter. And I know you'll all say, well, Sterling's the guy who makes the run. Look at what he did for Chelsea last season when they went and drew their 1-1. But again, I could see Toney having that bigger impact in some of those particular games. I'm really torn. Ultimately, while it's underwhelming, I'd be happy with one of them coming in over nothing for sure. I think, as more stuff's coming through right now...
Bring both. Bring both. Bring both.
Do you know, I think I think
bring
I lean
both.
towards Sterling, you know, like 51-49.
Really? I must say
I
I'm
do.
surprised at that.
Yeah, 8.
I might change my mind in an hour.
I honestly, Rob, I'm either one, but I'd love both. I haven't got an answer.
You'd
Sorry,
love
I'm
both.
Of course, why not? Why
By
not?
the way, 77%
Why
of
not
people
both?
so far saying
Not
Tony.
love though.
Oh, I'd want both. Yeah, I'd love. Nico
Jamie
Williams,
D
not gonna
saying
happen.
Isak and
It's
Nico
not-
Williams. What if that was?
That was the
George?
that was the original dream.
Is that
That's what I
Turkish?
wanted.
And that's where we have to accept that it's underwhelming for. We were talking about Gyökeres, Osimhen, Isak, Nico Williams, even a Rafinha, Kudus at the start of the window, Rashford. And okay, we're not talking about those names
Yeah,
now.
but you know what? Trossard was underwhelming. And look how good he's been, right? So it's not always, you know.
Sterling taking a pay cut though, him wanting to do that, I think does show a little bit. I don't know how much of a pay cut it is. I'd be intrigued to know, because that was one of my things when Sterling was linked to us. Is where's his mindset at? Is he still hungry to, you know, want to better himself, his career, and win things? Because it seems like at Chelsea's just on holiday. But if he's willing to take a pay cut, then, you know, I do like that.
By the way, the Mail and Samuel Bell confirmed that we have been offered both Koeman and Sterling. Turkish. So would you go Tony?
Yeah, 51-49.
Tight.
The Sterling's probably the scarier one to add to the attack, though. That's what the funny thing is. It's just
If you get the best out of him.
can you get the best out of
Yeah.
him? That's the question. If you could get the best out of both, then Sterling's the easy choice. But for me, it's just leaning towards Tony. But even that is very underwhelming, man.
Okay, fair enough.
Very underwhelming.
Very.
Let's go through.
It's not easy to get a striker.
Yeah,
right?
very underwhelming's a bit mad.
City have only got Haaland at the moment, striker-wise, you know.
Yeah, but
Remember
right,
they sold a striker. They've only got.
the
so
draw's about to get. So you're gonna
they
get me
got to
started
look.
again.
They got to look at a striker. Sorry.
You're gonna get me started again before the draw starts.
No, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? It's not easy at the moment. You know, you just sit there and say, Isak, how are you going to get him with a guy that don't want to leave? The guy said he's staying at Newcastle. Said it right at the start of the window. I ain't going nowhere. You're gonna kidnap him as well.
No, about that.
Bro, you're gonna be doing a life sentence.
Is Ollie Watkins there? Is Ollie Watkins underwhelming?
Ollie Watkins ain't
I've
going
seen
nowhere.
many players say to me, I'm staying at Arsenal, I love the club, and then sign for Man City, or sign for Man United, or sign for Barcelona, or sign for Juventus, and all of these things. Why is it always us that has, it's not easy? Like, I've heard that 10 years ago when Wenger was 1-2 pieces away. It's not easy to get that piece. Like,
No, we've moved on from that.
It's not easy, Rob. I'm not even disagreeing but that to me is part and parcel. Like, it's not easy. We know that. Cool. But your job is to do that, and you get paid millions as owners and whatever CEOs and all of these Vinay's and all of that stuff.
Plus the spending ain't been there like last summer. You notice, right? No one spent like the big 100 millions. None of these big release clauses have been met. You know what I mean? Osimhen's now available for 55 million because no one's willing to pay 110 million release clause. They didn't pay it for that kid Neves who went to PSG. His release clause was 100 million. They paid 60 million for him. You know, it's
We've all seen windows, yeah. We've all seen transfer windows, all five of us, whether young or older, where Chelsea, and we've looked at them and said, rah. We've all seen Man United transfer windows in the past, whether they've been successful or not. We've looked at it and said, they're back, or they're going to continue winning stuff under Ferguson. We've looked at Man City windows over the time and said, whew. We looked at a couple Liverpool ones before they got over the line with Van Dijk and Alisson and so on.
Did the Declan Rice one not feel like it was?
Let me get onto that. You know, I don't need to include Tottenham. They're default big six. You know, so I'm not going to include them to soften the blow.
Yeah, I've never looked at
We are the third biggest club in this country. Look at the fans we got, Rob. Like, when we go America, look at the love. When you go Africa, look at the love. You've been to Asia, look at the love. Like, why can't we have a window where everyone else looks at us and says, rah, these men are on it? We've never had that
Declan Rice
window.
last season.
Just about.
Yeah, that was
Just
that.
about.
People looked
No,
at it.
everybody was looking at that and saying, "What a signing!"
Yeah, but just about. And then we countered that with Havertz. And at the time, that deflated the window.
moving
Let's
the
not forget
goalpost
that.
No, Havertz came first.
Yeah, but it was like, all right, there's a deflating one with Havertz. Why the hell did you do that? And there's Declan Rice. Wow, how could you do that? And then in the end, Havertz worked out cool. But that window last year was our best window in this Emirates era for sure, and it gave us the most hope and belief going into the season. But it wasn't a window where everyone looked at us and said, rah. Because Declan Rice is quality,
Who's been the wow
100
this
mil.
year? Who's been the wow this year apart from
None.
the Mbappe one that we knew was
Brighton.
out?
Potentially.
Right, who's been the
pe-
wow? When you look on
Brighton,
any
they've-
team, who's been that wow?
Potential. No. There hasn't been an outstanding wow. But there's clubs that you could look at and say, potentially this is the summer that you look back on and say, that's when they started getting it right. I'm not saying Man United have, but Man United have spent quite a bit of money in different positions.
It ain't just about spending. To me, like I like the signings we've made. We've made signings.
I do too.
To strengthened Arsenal a lot.
I need more though.
It's just that what we're going to do in that forward area, it's not easy. Their main target was Nico Williams. Before the Euros even took place, Calafiori, Marino, Nico Williams were their three targets. They've got two of them. The other one don't want to leave. You know what I mean?
You wanted to come in, Laurie.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, with Tony, it would appear that there are some naysayers, and it's because of what happened to him last season. We know about the ban through the gambling stuff. Then he came back late, and it was a bit of a disjointed season as far as he was concerned. But it's interesting because if you listen to the pros, right, pros and ex-pros who have played the game, when they talk about Tony, they talk about his all-round strengths as a striker. He always gets glowing references. They talk about his hold-up play, his finishing, his aerial ability, the trouble that he causes defenders and stuff, which is why I go very firmly that we need a striker like Tony in the team to balance up with what we got already.
You're crazy,
It's very
man.
different to...
You're crazy. We waited 20
How
years.
is that crazy?
We waited 20 years for Ivan Toney to be this piece of this.
No, I'm telling you what I've heard the professionals...
Yeah, but I was just talking about the standards we should be raising in terms of the demanding of the club. I get that Tony's going to raise the level of our strikers, but come on, like, surely that's not the final piece that was intended.
No, I'm addressing the question that James asked earlier as to whether you would prefer Sterling and Tony. So I'm saying...
Even that, we're down to the bare bones because this club hasn't acted the way they should have this window. We're asking Sterling or Tony. Come on.
So who did you want then?
It's not... James, from the beginning of the summer, I said it doesn't matter who I want. Just sort the positions that you need to sort out.
That's
Why
what
is
they're
it
trying to do.
the main... Trying with 24 hours to go asking Sterling or Tony. You think that's trying? That's
They've been offered Sterling.
That's
and Tony.
dead. Sterling and Tony in the last 24 hours when we're trying to go for the league title.
So who do you want? Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of talk.
So who's
You've got to
not
say
dead
who you
then?
want.
Who's
What I'm
not
saying
dead?
is they
Who's
haven't
not
done
dead?
their job up until now.
Yeah, who's not dead?
Well, that's
Gyökeres?
available now.
Yeah, Gyökeres, who's not dead?
But Gyökeres would have been better. I don't even know much about him, but he would have been more exciting at least.
Right, so what I'm
At
saying
the
is
very
I've
least.
listened intently to what the professionals... Now listen, I'm not saying they're always right, but sometimes it is good to listen to these guys. I listened to Stan Collymore there. I didn't want to reference that, but I'll just throw it out. He was giving a breakdown on the qualities of Ivan Toney and why he would suit a club like Arsenal, Chelsea, whoever. And the way he broke it down, the different attributes that he's got, measure up very well. That is what we need, as opposed to Sterling, who's basically a winger.
Sterling's far more proven in front of goal than Tony, man. Tony's had 120 goal season with like 7 penalties.
But I said the last season was an anomaly because of the
but
ban.
all of a sudden we're all talking like Tony's the guy, like. And again, if we get him, it's better than nothing. That's for sure. But the reason we're here talking about Sterling and Tony is because in probably the biggest window we've had since the Emirates era, because it's off the back of our first year of competing and the expectation to compete, we're down to 24 hours asking about Sterling and Tony. Familiar feeling. I've had this under Wenger. That's how Arteta come to the club. Let's not forget these last minute transfers we start doing because we realised that we're a bit light. Arteta said we're light, and the club have admitted all these things already. So it's not like I'm saying anything that should be shocking to anyone.
But I also think if that superstar Isak wasn't out there, you know, Kudus last year was there for 35 million. A year ago we were saying it. Pedro Neto was there for 55 million. We were saying it. Like, my frustration is that I don't think we've had a bad window. I like Calafiori. I think he strengthens us. I like Marino. I think he strengthens us. And I think just adding any depth like a Tony or a Sterling, rather than having them over a Vieira or an Nketiah, I think strengthens us. However, I'm with you to a point, which is like, it wasn't just can you get the £120 million Isak or the £100 million Osimhen? Well, if no, then you're having to go for a Sterling or a Tony. I think there were players, like, we know that Kudus had a release clause or something like £80 million or something. And I know people will go, 80 million for Kudus, but that screams...
Not worth that.
Let me put it another.
You say that. You say, is he not?
Let me put it another way.
80 million.
80 million.
Let me put it another way.
I
Yeah.
think he could be, you know.
Do you think Chelsea, City, Man United or Liverpool go within 2 points of a title and then go and make 10 million profit the summer after that? That's what we're on course to do. That is typical of this ownership when we were making top four. That's why we cannot start painting them on walls outside the Emirates and stuff yet. Yeah, this owner's done nothing yet. We're back to square one. Seaman said it. I can't wait for that interview to be out because people are thinking, oh, this guy doesn't want the best for
He
the
didn't
club.
say
He's
we're back
always
to square
nagging.
one.
He basically said we're back to pretty much the words, right?
But he said, yeah,
We're gonna see when
we're
it
a long
comes
way
out.
off.
We're gonna see because he said people were celebrating top four.
No, yeah, he said celebrate. He said when we
We're a long
were
way.
at that stage of celebrating top four, he didn't like it. We're not at
yeah,
that
we
stage
fell,
now.
fell a long way off.
Earlier on, he said we're back to competing what he knows Arsenal for. That's
Exactly,
back to
we
square
are
one.
competing.
Square one.
We're competing.
But that's square one, Rob. No, you're
well,
saying it wasn't.
if you're not at that point, you've got to get back to that point.
Okay, and what did they do on square one last time? They rinsed our greatest manager ever to the point where he was ridiculed at the club.
We have to wait and see. But all I know,
Okay, we'll
right,
wait
is
and
that
see.
so
We
far,
waited and saw with Wenger. We waited and saw.
I don't know. There's no
How many
pleasing you
times can
because
we
so
wait?
far this has been a good transfer window. Let's see how it ends.
No, it
If he gets the
hasn't.
best-
Let's see how it ends up.
No,
if he
it
gets
has.
the best out of
A good
Sterling,
window.
We've moved on certain players that you were saying we got to do it.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Or they're going, right? And we've strengthened the back line with Calafiori, right? One of the players that was sought after by loads of teams in Europe. We bought in Marino. Last summer, Marino, City inquired about him. They were quoted 60 million. You know what I mean? This is a good signing. Now let's see what we do in the last 24 hours. Let's see.
I'm gonna have to cut you all there as the draw is getting started very soon. So we're gonna try to do some super chats.
There's balls
We
there.
will get through them all eventually. Don't worry. But we'll try to do as many as possible. As a MacBook charger's coming for me. Thank you so much. I did.
They got the
request
ball.
this.
They got the
Thank you,
balls
Joe.
on the table. But it's supposed to be computer.
Well, I wonder whether it's something to do with they'll pick a maybe. They'll
Yeah, I
pick
think
a
they're
team
going to
out
pick
and then
a
the
team out and then the
will
computer's
do-
just going to generate
Yeah.
where that's how I understand it.
Anyway, B fellow with super chat. Thank you very much. Joe Wright says, yeah, actually, could I leave that to you? Thank you, Sess. Sterling
Not a very
Link.
long lead that.
No, Joe, thank you, mate. You can charge the chair. You can charge the chair. Thanks, mate. Really helpful. Kidding. Show some love for Joe. Does incredible work. All right, cool. There we go. Joe Wright says Sterling links. Stinky can't lie. Underwhelming. Oogie Boogie says big up from San Diego. Should Trossard start? Yes, there will be a preview coming out soon. AFC Max Turkish. I bumped into Güler with my family over in Rennes. Great guy. How's it like watching him at the Euros? I imagine.
man.
I think
Yeah,
Aruros is meant to be Euros, but yeah, he was great. He was great. What a
Did
goal
you see
as
him when
well,
you got beat by Holland?
Yeah, I did see him. Yeah. What's Jamaica doing nowadays? Huh? Just releasing new kits. Yeah, is Kroenke in charge of Jamaica as well?
Aye, we're here for a
I'm
Champions
sent for my
League.
country.
We're
You
here
know?
for a Champions
And
League draw,
Jamaicans,
people.
sorry,
We're here for Jamaica.
sorry you lot got caught in the crossfire, yeah? Why
There was no need for either
Why
way
are you
there.
doing that?
The draw's about to carry on with the super chats. There was no need for that. Carry on.
Man.
I had to do that.
You didn't-
So did I.
Yeah, there was a comment about 45 minutes ago. Said James, what would you do if Robbie snapped spaghetti in front of you? Yeah, what could I do? Yeah, no, crying to mum. Mum, have you seen? B fella says youngsters would get more chances in the cups. I think he's talking about the new format. We've got Claudio Ranieri about to present it. Looks like him.
It looks like him, yeah.
him,
Every
yeah,
time
it
he's
does.
come on,
Yeah.
there's like spit an image of him. It's
Yeah,
like,
I thought it was him. I thought
not.
maybe he changed
Yeah, it
his
looks
glasses.
That and the
No.
Trossard ref.
Yeah.
Joe Wright says Tony over Sterling all day, while 78% of people who are voting agree. Abdullah said to Turkish yesterday, this isn't a title contending transfer window. Our net spend is almost zero. Our forward players less than we have less forward players than last year after Eddie left. Arteta Border says Robbie, leave the transfers before the transfers leave.
I saw that one.
I saw that comment.
Saya says, do you guys want the harder or easier side of the draw for your team?
Easier.
But I think with this format, there's no
real
real such.
Well, you can get some really.
But we'll
Nah,
see.
there
No,
is.
but
you could get Leipzig away or Real Madrid away.
yeah, but that pot one.
True.
I think it's fair to say that this is more of a lottery, isn't it? Certainly the initial draw
Yeah, interesting.
than previous years.
There you go. Those are the pots they're
I suppose
showing
you can
on
get
the
Leipzig.
screen.
Yeah, if you get Leipzig, if you don't get Leipzig, you still got tough. All of them are tough opponents. And you got to play two teams in there, so you're gonna get. Yeah, all of them are tough opponents. By Leipzig, in my opinion, Leipzig's still a good side, but on paper.
And the thing is as well, no matter who you're drawn against, sooner or later you're going to have to prove yourself against the better teams in the competition anyway. Otherwise, you're going out. That's the bottom line. Isn't it?
That's why
That's,
it's get the easier teams to get through.
Let's go through the rest of these. Gunnar Shab says, guys, would you take Coleman, 28 and a winner, but his injuries do stack up. If he is a backup winger, do you need him every week?
Loan's good.
Bench impact. I would as a loan over doing nothing, but his injury record is absolutely horrific.
It's horrendous.
White Yardy, good to see you, man. Hope you're good.
Big
Says, we let 3 attacking players go with 24 hours to go, brought in none, but we'll spend the next 24 hours trying to get a backup keeper. And don't forget, we're going to also try get a backup to the backup keeper because Dan Bentley and Sam Tickle are also targets.
Don't make me laugh.
That's a joke, man. Just make the 18-year-old the third choice. Like, what are we actually doing?
Setford, yeah, I'm with you. It seems a bit strange. But,
how many times has the team leaned on their third choice keeper in the history of Premier League? Very rare.
Yeah. Coach Lance says there must be something wrong with Tony if teams aren't in for him. Joe Wright says Jesus back up right winger and bring in Tony. Thank you for all your super chats, Joe Wright. Really appreciate it. Black Caesar says, Sterling on loan with age is a no-brainer. I guess you're saying with how old he is, get him on loan is a no-brainer. If he gets even half of his City form, he upgrades on Martinelli's current form. Wow.
Sterling's quite a quality player, though. If you get the best out of him, he's unbelievable. I think people forget his numbers or how effective he was
when he gets to the level
nationally and at club. He's ridiculous, assisting and goal scoring. Don't disrespect him. If you get the best out of him, it's a good signing.
Tom Simpson with a couple super chats but no text, but thank you very much for supporting the channel, mate. We really appreciate it. Yoki says, you're sorry, Turkish. I didn't even read it before. He said the content's better without your negativity, but I don't.
That's all right. No, I thrive off that. Okay. I love that. Right. I drink that before I go to bed.
Inject it into my veins.
Send me another one. I love it.
You're a sick man.
No, my cup's empty, man.
Flashy window over a better. What's that? Sorry, flashy window over a better Kai deflated, says Colton. I'll take a better player over a flashy, trendy, media hyped one. That was a class window. I think he's talking about last season.
It was class. It was.
Muyiwa with a super chat but no text, but thank you very much. Nico says Arteta talks good talk, then we make moves that seem like we are settling for second. Maybe he's not the one to lead us to a trophy.
Made some good signings so far.
President Bozo says Turkish is spitting facts, man. The Joker, who I think has got a new movie coming out, says Turkish.
What did you say that guy's name was?
The Joker?
No, the guy who attributed that
President Bozo.
Right.
That was good for you still.
Yeah, it was on the border.
Did you say he was on the ball there? The Joker says Turkish, there's no final piece, games always evolving. Leaky's livestream says Nico Williams, Tony and Kubo over Martinelli, Havertz and Saka. Ooh, don't know about that. Manpreet says, personally, I would have preferred a Dingra. Yeah, maybe that is a move we could do.
That'd be a good signing.
Good player.
Rizvan says, if we do not sign a forward player, it would be the definition of insanity. We have forfeit players and injured Jesus and kids up top. I agree with Turkish.
I'd be with Turkish if we don't sign a forward player. We've got to.
I think it's criminal.
Windows. You know, it's like four windows we've been saying we need to upgrade in that position. Literally 4 windows. Like it'd be like you said, it'd be mental.
Part of the appeal with Sterling is he played so much of his best football for City out on the right as well, where he was out on the touchline making those runs in behind and just squaring it for players. It's like I could see games where Sterling just plays on the right and Saka's given a rest, which is what we wanted. Leo says Turkish is right, Tony and washed Sterling is an L. Ryan with a super chat but no text, but thank you very much. Mike Delaney says I've got to agree with Turkish here. We're back to where we should be, but it would be nice to see us keep pushing and making big additions to take that next step. Cron with a super chat, and then Handa Virzel says, Edu, you must. Big up Handa Virzel's been absolutely on it in the transfer window with his news and insight and exclusives as well. So big up and go follow on X and Twitter for updates as well. Hey, give us some exclusives, Handa Virzel, man. Let us know what's happening. But no, honestly, go follow. Doing some top work this summer. Nico with another super chat says, fellow Arsenal fans, manage your expectations early and save yourself from heartbreak. Edu and Arteta can't get us to the title, is what Nico's saying. Okay, everyone, we are braced. They're standing around a load of... I was about to say something crazy.
Yeah.
They're standing around the pot. And we're going to find out very soon.
They're picking out balls now at pot 1.
From pot 1. Okay.
Wait, so it's...
Buffon Italian legend, actually footballing icon and legend,
legend.
Gianluigi Buffon. Are you going to get a picture of him and saying that he's a safe pair of hands?
in
the
respective
respective
fields.
Yeah, a really great pair of hands.
Manchester
in his
City are out
respective fields.
first.
So they're doing the.
Man City have been drawn out.
They're doing the.
No, it's
So-
computer generated, but they're using the boards to display what the computer has picked
okay.
out.
Well, surely not.
No, it can't be doing that. How are they going to know
Okay, so hold on. There's a Champions League ball button.
that they press?
Ronaldo's pressed
And
it.
it should do all their fixtures. Hold on. Yeah, it does. It does all their fixtures. Here you go.
All right.
No,
So
this is nuts. They've got Inter
Inter-
at home, PSG away, Bruges at home,
Yes.
Juve away,
None of
Feyenoord at home, Sporting away, Sparta Prague at home, and Bratislava away. So that's how it works.
That's
That's
quality.
how it works. You
That's
press
quality.
the button,
That's
man.
quality. That's quality.
All right,
So boom, and it just comes up. That's wicked.
Oh my word! This is
So they pick-
That's a serious group, by the way.
They're
all
Inter
gonna-
at home, PSG away, Juve away,
that's the league. They ain't no
Sporting
group.
away.
That's the league.
That's a
fixtures.
hard away fixtures, you know.
Those are their games.
Oh, PSG away.
Man, so we're just gonna find out just like that.
Wait, they need to slow down a
PSG though,
bit.
Brace
PSG.
yourself.
All right, here comes the second ball. So we could be with any of these.
Yeah, but this is You're right.
So who's this?
So if this is like Real Madrid, we could be in this
Yeah, so we can just come out any minute.
at any minute. Yeah, Milan.
So Inter. So Inter.
But they've already
must
been.
know who. Yeah, they're playing
So they,
Yeah, so one of their fixtures
all
are
of these.
done. It should,
Hold on, no, Inter aren't necessarily playing these.
yeah, look,
No, they are,
Man
they are.
City's
Man
already
City's
in
already
there.
in there.
And then they're going to press the button.
and they're gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah. So they already know they've got.
This
Man
is quite
City.
cool.
This is
I like. Look at us. Look at us. This
is wild.
Ronaldo's pressing the button there.
I wonder how much they're paying
Oh,
Ronaldo.
Arsenal in there.
Oh, win.
Oh,
Arsenal.
San Siro, though.
so we
We're
got-
going to San Siro.
San Siro.
Yeah, but does that mean
Hey,
we got to go?
cousins.
We got to go away to Man. We got to go
we
away.
don't have these.
no,
We don't
no,
have them.
no.
We just have Inter as part of our.
Part of our
Oh,
league.
okay.
Part of our
Hey, I
league
might
game.
need to go to that one, you know.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're
Hey,
Inter.
my cousins,
San
we're
Siro.
coming. We're coming to the San Siro.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one for you, isn't it?
Yeah, my
Nice.
cousins, massive Inter fans.
What
I've got
time
to
of the
message them
year
now.
though? Is it not going to be cold over there?
Oh, who cares? Hey, we're all going to
No,
Milan,
Milan's always
people.
nice.
I'll
Milan's
invite
nice.
you.
Could be next
I'll
month.
invite you into my nonna's home.
It could be next month.
That could be the first. Yeah, that could. Yeah, you're right.
So we got Inter away. That's our
Man.
first fixture, yeah? Inter away.
So Inter away.
Note
Mark
that
that
down.
down.
That's
Is that the
nuts.
first? But is that?
No. The fixtures are going to be done on Saturday.
Man, we're going to the San Siro. People.
Right, I don't want to be involved in any of these. No
I need
Bayern.
I need to call my
Don't,
grandma.
Bayern.
don't want to see Bayern again.
I want to ask her if she's got space for Don Robbie. She makes a
This
great
could be us.
bruschetta.
This could be our second pot one team. Could be Bayern Munich.
This is
So
this
the
is
button's
fun.
been pressed now.
This
isn't
is
it?
fun.
So Bayern Munich have
PSG at home, Barca
Barcelona
away, Benfica at home, Shakhtar away, Dinamo at home, Feyenoord away, Bratislava at home, Aston
Villa.
away.
Villa.
Bayern
Munich
in Villa
are going to
Park. That's mad.
That's quality. That's mad. That is mad.
Hey, this is fun. I'm loving this.
I am as well. I can't lie. Barcelona.
But this means,
Bayern,
does
Barcelona
this
away.
mean, out of all the next teams, it's just one fixture left for Arsenal and it's home? Out of this pot, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it?
we
Yeah,
we've got
yeah,
our away team
yeah,
now.
we've
That's
got our
Inter.
away in
So
pot
now we've
one,
got-
So it's
we
just
get
one
one
more
more
fixture
home.
from
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
which is actually probably quite good.
Well, who's been picked? City's
Yeah,
been
Inter
done.
Milan away. I mean, I'm expecting a win.
Bayern's been done. So
They're the champions of Italy,
Yeah.
not on the mugs.
Oh man, I'm definitely.
So
I'm
City,
definitely
Inter, and
flying
Bayern are
out.
done.
That's
So
gonna
we're
be
either going to
unreal.
play Liverpool, Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund at home. This is Leipzig or
So
Barcelona.
we know one of our opponents is Inter.
Go on, give us Barca at home. Leipzig.
Leipzig.
Actually, no, give us Leipzig at home.
Oh, we'll take that.
Hey, this is
Yeah,
so
I'll take
fun,
that. Go
man.
on, give us Leipzig at home.
Even though I take Madrid and Barca and David.
No, not at home, not there.
No.
Inter away.
Yeah, why not?
No, so they won't be coming to the Emirates then.
No.
Oh,
So the computer slowed down a little. Oh no, they already had that. Oh, he hasn't pressed it.
Liverpool at home.
Juve, Atletico Madrid.
Sporting Celtic. That is tough, man. Vince.
Ooh, that is
no,
a
that
tough
is horrible set of fixtures for
grabs.
Leipzig. Liverpool at home, Inter away, Juve at home, Atleti away, Sporting at home, Celtic away, Villa at home,
that's mad.
Sturm Graz.
But they've got a lot of them at home,
mad.
though. At home, they've got a lot of those
Yeah,
teams.
Juve,
But they still
Liverpool.
got Atletico, Inter,
Yeah, Atletico,
Celtic.
yeah,
Celtic.
yeah,
That is nasty.
Yeah.
It's Leipzig as well. It's not a great run
Villa
of
have come
fixtures.
out all right though. Bayern at the Villa Park and they go away to Leipzig.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So we've got left.
This is so fun.
We could have Real Madrid.
I
we
really
could have
like
Real
this.
Madrid at home. We could have Real Madrid at home. Borussia Dortmund. I don't want this.
Okay.
You said you wanted Dortmund earlier.
Yeah, but wait. I want to go. I want to see the yellow. Like, I suppose I can do it at the Emirates, but I want to see it there.
Right.
But
none of their
Press that
fixtures
button,
have been done
Ronaldo.
yet.
Ronaldo, press it.
Pull that at all.
All right, here it comes.
He's being told the computer's is jigging. Just wait. Here we go.
Barcelona
Barcelona.
home, Real Madrid away. So we won't be. Oh no, we could go to the
Ooh, that
Bernabeu
is
still.
Dortmund have got to go. Barcelona
No,
and Real Madrid.
We're away.
You're right. We can't.
So
go to the
we
Bernabeu.
could
Sorry,
we
right,
could have
them
Real
at
Madrid at home.
So Dortmund got Barca at home, Real Madrid
no, we
away,
can't have Real Madrid at
Shakhtar at home, Bruges away, Celtic at home, Dinamo away, Sturm Graz at home, Bologna away. You're right, we can't get Real Madrid at home. So we can't get Real Madrid
No,
at...
away. We can't get Real Madrid. We can get Real Madrid at home at the Emirates.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. This is so confusing. You're right, we
I'll
can.
take that.
I would take. I
This is nuts.
Mbappe and that at the Emirates. I'd love it. I'd love it.
We can't get Barca. That means.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't
It's-
get
it's-
Barca.
for us,
yes.
it's either Real or PSG. Really.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, you can't get Barca. Yeah. At
But
home.
then again,
At home.
yeah, we haven't monitored every single one.
So we've got one of PSG.
Let me see.
Real
Has
Madrid,
Barca already got an away
Barca have
away
come out.
fixture?
Yeah, we can't get Barca. They just got the.
Barca now.
They got the last one.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, okay, cool.
So Barcelona got Bayern Munich at home and Dortmund away already.
So now they got to go to the
no,
other
we
pots.
can. No,
Yeah,
we
we're-
can't. We can't. We can't.
Atalanta away.
I hope
home,
you're all.
sorry.
I hope you're all following this well. Atalanta
apologies,
at
yeah.
home, Benfica away, Young Boys at home.
That's not bad.
That's
That's
Krasnodar.
all right.
quite a favourable
That's
draw.
all
for them,
right.
yeah.
Red Star
Brest.
Belgrade. That's who it is. I think.
That's quite an
Yeah,
easy
it's
group,
Brest
isn't
Brest at
it?
home and Monaco away.
So far.
Barcelona. Okay.
Barcelona, all right. We're getting Real Madrid at home.
Hey,
by
I
the
think
way.
we got Real
We're getting Real Madrid.
at the Emirates. Come on, this will
Mind
be
you,
fun.
I've got Bayern Munich and Dortmund. So you get, yeah, it's interesting.
Right.
But this is just finishing theirs. Then they got to finish all our fixtures.
Yeah. Who's Liverpool? Has Liverpool got who have they got had already?
And it's
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
We're definitely getting them at the Emirates.
It probably is. You know.
Well, it's
Real Madrid.
50-50.
It's either that or PSG, but
Dortmund.
yeah, I don't.
So definitely got Dortmund at home.
Dortmund
You
at
know
home.
Real
already.
always play Dortmund every.
Yeah.
every
It's
Yeah.
true.
Here we go. Go on.
Let's press the button.
Liverpool.
Go to Anfield.
Liverpool. We can still.
AC
No, they
Milan
can't.
at home,
Yeah.
Atalanta away, Salzburg at home, Lille away, Stuttgart at
Stuttgart,
home, Brest away.
So we got PSG then.
We got PSG or Liverpool at home, but
Well, we probably get
No,
PSG.
Liverpool at home to
Yeah.
Real.
PSG.
Liverpool away.
No, but
can
we
get Liverpool
are we're in a different group.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we can get Liverpool away or PSG at home.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Yes.
So it is a little complicated, you know.
Yeah.
A little,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
How
No,
this
we
computer's
can't.
working it
Sorry,
out.
people, we can't because we've got Inter away, so we can't get Liverpool away. So yeah, it's PSG. It's PSG at the Emirates, which we'll still see in next anyway. I'm sure, unless he pulls out Liverpool.
Inter Milan away, PSG at home.
PSG, who they got left in there? That's exciting. They've kind of lost a lot of their play, PSG, isn't it now? I really want to.
We've got some good players, huh? Right. Here we got
Here we go. Come on, Buffon.
Buffon,
Liverpool.
We won't be in this.
Liverpool.
But is this that situation where we could play them if we had to?
We've already got an away.
But anyway, it doesn't. So they got.
We've already got
We need a
Yeah.
master's degree to work this thing out, innit?
Yeah, I don't think they. Even they don't know. They've just put it in AI, innit?
Just pressing a button, isn't they?
So they've got Real Madrid at home, Liverpool away, Leverkusen at home, AC Milan away, Lille at home, PSV away,
It's not
Bologna
bad.
at home, and
It's not
Girona
bad.
away.
There's still some good. There's some tasty games in there, but it's not bad.
As you start
bad.
to see the amount of teams you've got, you start to see that it's a hard lineup.
That's what I mean.
And then you got all. That's why you need a good squad. You got all the other games in between, League Cup, this, that.
Because even like Leverkusen in there, even Milan, like even PSV. I mean, I know
No, this is
it's
PSG now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna have them at home at the Emirates.
Which we're nice as well. PSG at home, Inter Milan away.
I mean, it's not
I like that.
it's not easy fixtures, but it's not bad.
No, I'm not saying nice, easy. I mean nice as in.
Man City.
They've got City at home, Bayern Munich away,
Yeah, so
already confirmed. So that's tricky.
so they have
You
Arsenal
chuck
away.
the Emirates in there.
Arsenal
Atletico,
away.
Arsenal away.
Arsenal.
That's a hard group, isn't it?
That's
Girona,
PSV at home, Salzburg away,
Stuttgart.
Girona.
All right, they got
Stuttgart
four.
away.
They got
That's
four
not too
beatable teams there.
So there we go, everyone. From pot one, Arsenal will be facing Inter Milan away at the San Siro, and PSG will be coming to the Emirates. Those are our pot one teams.
I like it. I like that. PSG will bring a brilliant support as well. You know, you've seen their fans in action. They're good.
Yep.
They've got a
Right,
big
so-
fan base in this country. as
Yeah,
well.
that'd be good. Both of them. Inter's got a big fan base here as well. So
Yeah.
those are two good fixtures already.
When
for
they went to
Arsenal.
St James's Park last year, like their family, they were all over. They covered Newcastle. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll be
it's
doing
good.
their march through the road. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Not bad. So now we move into pot two.
Yeah.
We're in pot two. So
There's
we'll be
Juve
able to
in
get
there.
a clear picture of who we're going to have
Soon
for the
enough,
whole
yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah. There's Juve in there. There's
So, there we
Benfica,
go.
Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen.
There's a lot of games.
A lot of games, man.
Oh my word.
A lot of
If
games.
you're watching this live on TNT, you're
So-
digesting the graphic we are right now.
Yeah.
It's just like,
See, Liverpool. So Liverpool have got Real Madrid, Leipzig away, Real Madrid at home, Leipzig away, Leverkusen at home, AC Milan away, Lille at home, PSV away, Bologna at home, Girona away. And that's not easy.
They got a difficult.
That's not easy,
That's a
is it?
very
Leverkusen as well. That's gonna be
Right, they're going pot two now.
it just reminds me of
Yeah,
the
and
teams.
Atletico Madrid, Leverkusen.
The thing is, we can't even book the tickets. I was just thinking we can't really book because they haven't got the dates yet.
Not
So
until
Saturday.
Saturday.
yeah,
Atalanta.
that's annoying.
Saturday they'll give all those.
That's when all the prices will go.
That
get
Inter,
spiked up.
Inter Milan one though.
Juventus.
Inter Milan.
You'll spend a
Carlos.
busy day on there, won't you?
I'm
Getting your
so
Oasis
excited about
tickets
Inter
and
Milan.
No way will I be going to see
So
Oasis.
excited about that Inter Milan trip.
Inter,
Cousin's been
Inter.
giving me grief all my life about Inter, Arsenal, all that. Like, and we've never played them competitively since 2003, was it? We went a 1-5-1 there.
Yeah.
Henri
Mm.
run them ragged that day.
Didn't we lose 3-0 at Highbury?
Yes.
And then we went and won 5-1
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's a good fixture days.
Henri dragged what is Zanetti and
Zanetti.
what?
Yeah.
What a club, though.
Baller.
Like at the San Siro. Like,
I've been San Siro, AC Milan, not.
I've been with my cousins to watch Inter Milan. I mean, it's a cool ground. It's steep. It's
too
really
very- it's
like,
an old ground.
It's really, yeah.
steep,
you sat
really.
there,
It's one of them
holding
grounds that
yourself
needs a
up.
bit of a refurb.
They were
But it's
going
an
to.
old school ground.
AC Milan were planning on moving away.
Yeah, that's
those
right,
plans
yeah.
were scrapped.
Right.
Okay, we're going to find out who else will be joining Arsenal.
In there, yeah. Well, we'll get to figure out every game now.
Yeah.
And the next, here we go. It's starting off.
Yeah.
Boy.
So I get it. I mean, we all get it now.
Yeah, we're
right?
in now.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So we'll
computer
get our
completes as much
full
as it can.
program now.
And then Phil's
But who's out first?
Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid.
Atleti.
Atleti.
We can,
Right.
we can still get them though. innit?
Yeah, you can. Of course you can.
Oh,
Yeah, of
you're
course you can.
right.
Two. We
So they've already got Leipzig at home and PSG away. There's going to be so many great games. Leverkusen at home, Benfica away. So we've avoided Atleti with Lille, Salzburg, Bratislava, Sparta Prague. We could get
That doesn't
AC
seem-
Milan as well, you know. So
doesn't
we
seem-
could end
Yeah,
up
yeah.
getting.
Could go San
two
Siro
tri-
twice. Well, actually, no, because
Well, you
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, you could.
what away?
Yeah,
AC
yeah.
Milan.
You can. Because they're in the same. Yeah,
I think so.
you can.
San Siro twice.
Yeah.
Believe so.
Because they're in a different pot, so you could have to get one
Just
home,
stay
one
there.
away.
Play it back to back.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be fair, yeah. It's a lot of boy. It's a lot of games.
A lot of games.
A lot of games.
This is great fun.
This is mad.
All right, who's out next?
I do like the new computer. I do like that you just press the button. It's
Yeah,
just,
this is fun.
it's just bang. Arsenal. Atalanta.
It's Atalanta.
Atalanta's not far from Milan, by the way.
Yeah,
That's in
yeah,
Bergamo,
yeah,
so That will be
Bergamo.
same trip.
Of course, they won the Europa League.
Yeah.
They got Real Madrid and Barcelona. Bloody
Oh,
hell. It's
my
rich.
days. Welcome. Welcome back to Champions League.
And
Arsenal. Yeah, we got Atalanta at home.
we're away to
That means
we're away.
Atalanta. Yeah, we're going to Atalanta. as
Oh
well.
yeah,
So
that's
we're-
them.
Yeah.
Hey,
So two trips to Italy.
I'm flying to my grandma's twice. This is great. She's gonna love it. She's always saying I should. She's always saying I should visit more. Atalanta, Arsenal, brilliant. Okay,
Which means we
so
are.
I'm flying to Milan twice. That'd be great.
Which means we have to
Yeah,
get.
because it's right near Milan, yeah.
It's right next to it.
Yeah.
Bergamo's like a
Yeah.
maybe 20-30 minute drive. It's right
So now
next.
I've got to do a home game.
We're
Club
be spending a
Brugge.
lot of time in Italy, man. We
Yeah,
need the pasta.
give me Bologna as well. That'd be perfect.
Oh, if we get Bologna.
Just stay there, move AFTV.
Yeah.
We're just going to move it to Italy. You know what I mean? We're going to be based over in Milan for the next couple months.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I don't mind the Juve, Milan.
Right, Club Brugge.
Yeah.
Club Brugge are out there next.
They might get Arsenal.
So we can't get, no.
You
but
can't
we-
get Club Brugge away. They can come to the Emirates. They can.
But they're not.
But they're not. Yeah.
Likelihood on Leverkusen. Xhaka.
Ooh, could be Leverkusen, isn't it?
Yeah.
At the back at the Emirates. I mean, yeah, they did that in pre-season. Has to be a home fixture. We made a mockery of them though in pre-season.
Yeah, but that's pre-season,
I
bro.
know, I hear you. But
This is the real thing.
the real
They all
deal.
count. Did you not see the Emirates Cup we lifted?
What, the one where we're the only ones who play 2 games?
We got 6 points. Everyone else could only get maximum 3. Oh.
The Emirates Cup is
Right,
hilarious.
come on, draw out Arsenal now. Come on, let's get the Arsenal fixtures in, man. Let's know what's
Yeah, enough
what's
of this
what.
guessing.
Yeah.
Leverkusen.
This is it.
Leverkusen.
Leverkusen getting Arsenal away. Watch.
Right, Leverkusen. Who's Xhaka got?
I'll take this, man. Very good test, man.
Leverkusen away.
No, at the Emirates, they'd have to be.
They've already got Inter at home and Liverpool Atleti away, but they've got AC Milan at home, so we won't be playing Leverkusen.
Yeah.
We're sort
That's a
of
tough little lineup,
away,
huh?
Sparta Prague at home and Brest away.
They ain't easy, yeah.
I don't think any. I'm trying to. I'd like to see at the end
It's
everyone.
more challenging these groups, isn't it?
Everyone,
It's
yeah.
more challenging because you're always going to get like a couple really good teams in it.
Yeah.
I think this might be a really good competition.
Oh, it will be. It's a Champions League at the end of this. This is what it should be.
It's now a proper league
It's
now.
the
innit?
Champions.
Like a
It's the
proper-
Champions League. That is. It's all in the name. It's what. It's how it should be.
Right, got to be Arsenal now. Come on,
Arsenal.
the Arsenal.
We've already got our away fixture.
Right.
So who's coming to the Emirates? Who's
Right.
coming to
So
the
we know
Emirates?
3 teams, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So we know that we've got
Who's coming to-
Atalanta away, Inter away, 2 trips to Italy. We've got Paris Saint-Germain at home. Who else have we got? Shakhtar at home.
Dinamo at home,
Dinamo.
Sporting away, Monaco at home, and Girona away.
I hate Sporting
Okay.
away, man. Again.
That's quite
Okay.
favourable, right?
Done Sporting away
Hey,
before.
Girona away, I might be on that.
Girona away, man.
Girona
That's
be
a
nice.
That's a nice
The
little.
Girona's near Madrid, isn't it?
Isn't.
Don't know. Is
I
it?
don't know.
Yes,
Spain.
that's
I don't know.
It's in Spain. It's in Spain. Yeah.
I just
so checked
expect
it.
sun.
Is that near?
I expect. Well, it could be.
Is
in the
Girona one of
middle
the Man City
December.
teams, isn't it?
They
Or
are.
November.
I think that's quite favourable, right?
It's all right. It's Benfica, Girona.
Girona
yeah.
is-
It's in Spain somewhere. I did look at it.
No, Girona's in Spain. Isn't it near Madrid?
South, so it's the south. Oh no, it's not south. It's east, northeast.
Yeah, near Madrid,
It's-
right?
No, near Barcelona.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
near Barcelona. Yeah, it's near the coast.
That's it.
Okay.
If we could have that one in September, that would be great.
That's it.
That's the Barcelona group. Benfica,
Munich.
Monaco, Bologna,
What did you say?
Okay.
Benfica's group.
They got a tough one there.
What other English clubs need to find out?
Aston
Villa.
Aston
Villa.
Aston Villa have to find out. That.
Aston Villa.
Wait, just go over our one again.
Oh,
Oh yeah, we didn't.
yeah. Here we go.
Let me see if I get. Yeah, I'll get up.
Well, like
That question came out of nowhere, I guess. But yeah.
absolutely.
Well, Inter Milan away, PSG at home, Atalanta away, Shakhtar at home, and off the top of my head, it was Dynamo away.
Got it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, PSG at home, Inter away, Shakhtar at home, Atalanta away, Dinamo at home, Sporting away, Monaco at home,
Sporting
Girona
is
away.
dead,
Look, when I see the list that some other clubs have got,
That's favourable.
I think that's an okay list. Like if I'm on,
So,
none are easy.
Two French teams at home, Monaco and PSG at home.
And 2 Italians away.
Dinamo at home. Yeah, 2 Italians away, and we go to Spain and we go Portugal.
Would have been nice to go Monaco,
Yeah.
man.
Sporting away
No, I've
again.
done
yeah.
Monaco a few times, man. That's not the greatest ground in the world, trust me. No.
I can imagine
Like,
Girona's nice.
City's
though.
nice,
Girona, nice little stadium.
Girona's an interesting one. I've never done Girona before, so that's going to be
Never
new.
thought I would.
Done Sporting.
Atalanta, Sporting, Girona. Hey, those are 4 great trips. You're going to have a great time. You're going to Italy twice. You're going to go
Portugal,
hang out
Italy
with my
twice,
grandma, and then
Portugal.
It's gonna be cold.
And
Lisbon and
Lisbon's a
I've
great
got
city.
friends who live in Lisbon. Okay,
Yeah,
I've got-
Lisbon's a great
I can
city.
make a few trips.
I got Vasco. He's a Sporting and Arsenal fan. He messaged me straight away. Oh my god, we're coming back. I was
Yeah, you were
looking
there
forward to
just
seeing-
dissing Sporting. The way you
I
might
know
be
because
welcome. You might be very welcome there. The way
did
you
you
was,
last
I hate.
time we drew
You
Sporting?
said, I hate
I was
Sporting.
I think it looks something like this.
Yeah, I was
doesn't it?
exactly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was go Portugal. Yeah, but
Did
now
you just say I hate Sporting?
No,
I mean,
I didn't.
that's not very advisable, considering you got to make a trip. over
the stadium. Yeah, the stadium's lovely. It's
To be honest, our home games, though, I'm looking at 12 points, man. Straight to business. What are we laughing and joking about, man?
PSG's a tough one at home, though.
Who they got now? What, they've got,
No, still got a
they've
good
quality.
team.
Yeah, they've got quality,
Vitinha and guys like that. They've still got a good side.
but really, we should,
They might even be better.
Monaco
with
at home.
Mbappe
That's
gone.
Balogun coming back.
The Balogun derby.
Balogun.
Wow.
The Rob Holding one and now
We got the Rob Holding. Yeah, we got the Rob Holding derby
No, we got
and the Balogun derby. That's crazy.
Where's Holding?
Wait till we face Palace.
He's outrageous.
I mean, we can't argue with Girona away. I mean, it won't be easy, but you can't argue with that. And they've been weakened a bit. Have lost a few of their players from last season.
in the stadium. Sorry.
Dinamo Zagreb at home, can't argue with that. Atalanta away, They've lost a few of their players. They're probably going to lose Lookman as well. You know, that Kuppenheimers has left. They've lost a few players. I mean, it's still Gasparini, the way he manages, is a good manager. Shakhtar at home. You didn't want Shakhtar away.
Yeah.
We got them at home. We can't argue with that. I think that's not, you know, that's quite a good draw for Arsenal, considering that we weren't a seeded team.
Feel right
Where
about
was Shakhtar? They play their games in Poland, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, they're playing in
'cause they
Poland.
wouldn't be
And
playing in
Shakhtar
Ukraine.
coming out of the hat now. They've got the Arsenal, Atalanta. Young boys have got PSV, Brest. All right, they've ended up with not a bad.
This is going to be a lot of fun, people.
Now, PSG have some good players.
hold on.
Zai Emery in there, Bettina, Dembele. Yeah, Dembele. They got Asensio. They
Barcola's a
got
good player as well.
Barcola's a good player.
Yeah, no, they've got a good
They
side.
got good. It's just good. It's not bad.
So hold on. So you're right. We've got the Rob Holding derby when we face Bolton. We've got the Balogun
There must be
derby.
more derbies.
No, we've got the Turkish's favourite players derby as well. When we play Palace, they've got Rob Holding and Nketiah. That's gonna be. That's
That's
class.
true.
We've
It's
got
up
to get him
there.
on the watch long for
Got
that
to
one. I
get
don't know
him
who
on.
he's going to be supporting. Actually, that's going to be tricky.
Tune in.
Tune in.
Okay, people. I mean, there you go. I mean, we'll stay while they pull the rest of the teams out. Really interested to see who Villa get as well.
And
We
pot
know
three
they're
now.
welcoming Bayern Munich to Villa Park. They're just moving on to pot 3. Yeah, I mean, what's there to say? I mean, let's go through our history with these teams.
To be fair, we've got
PSG.
The Mikel Arteta derby, PSG. He was there.
Yeah, you can say that about Everton.
Yeah, never as well.
You're reaching now. Reaching.
So PSG, we drew 2-2 with them at the Emirates when we faced them in the 2016-17 campaign, I believe. We did draw 1-1. Was it Alexis Sanchez who scored away from home in Paris? We had them in our group. We actually finished top of that group, weirdly. We were kind of, you know, notoriously finishing second in the group all the time. That year we actually finished above them. Ended up drawing Bayern Munich anyway, I think, going out of the group stage. Inter Milan, I mean, 2003, I think the last time we played them, if I'm getting my history right. We lost 3-0 at Highbury, but beat them 5-1 away. Shakhtar, we drew a few times in previous groups, mainly around 2008, 9, 10. I think we beat them. There was a few 5-0s or 6-0s in there in the Fabregas. I remember Wilshere, I think, getting a goal against them. Atalanta, though, I can't remember us ever facing them. Certainly not in the last 5-6 years when they've become a real force under Gasparini. But we know that they did beat Liverpool. Didn't they beat Liverpool at Anfield and then ended up winning the Europa League on the route?
Beat Leverkusen in 5, didn't
Dinamo Zagreb.
They beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Not sure what we know about Dinamo Zagreb, to be fair, in terms of our history.
Played them
Yeah,
before over the years.
before. We have. I
He's had a a
remember,
decent
yeah.
record against
Can't
them.
quite
We've done well
remember.
against them.
Croatian team.
Way
One
back.
of them teams, Dinamo Zagreb, where it's harder to be away.
Away,
they don't
yeah.
really travel well. You
Did
know?
I say, I think we might have actually lost a few games away on the road more recently. Sporting, we know how that went on penalties more recently. Kim Kardashian, don't invite her back.
Gorkarez, of course, could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
We'll get to
we
see.
get to see Victor Gorkarez in the flesh if we haven't
Forgot
bought
about
him.
that.
So,
Very true. Monaco, we mentioned Balogun. Let's not forget that actually, despite winning 2-0 away from home, we went out on away goals 3-1 when Oxlade-Chamberlain did pull one back for us from 2-0 down. Giroud missed we probably had an XG of 6.7 in that one game at the Emirates and ended up scoring none. Was it none, I think? Yeah, it was because the Ox scored. But, they knocked us out of the round of 16 in 2015, 16 I think it was. And then Girona away, who of course we know are part of City Group, right? Am I getting that
Yep.
correct? They're part of Manchester City's ownership of several clubs. They just sold Savinho to Man City. They got, is it Dovbyk, the striker, but has he
Yeah.
moved? I know
But
their
I'm
clubs were
sure
looking at him.
I'm sure he's on the move or he's moved.
Yeah. So there
Have
we
to double
go.
check that. But I look at that and I think that's, as you know, when you think of the teams that we could have got, that's not bad, man. I mean, PSG at home we've got a great chance against because it's at home, difficult place. Inter Milan away, I think, is the hardest game of the group. You know what I mean? Like, they're the champions of Italy. They're very strong at the San Siro. That's going to be tough. Shakhtar, we all know when you got to go away, we're back when it was like that trip over to Ukraine was always difficult. But they're another team. They're not really normally travel well, and that's a favourable game to have at home. We should be winning that. Atalanta away, as I said, they're going to lose a few players. They've got a few of their big players that have gotten that Europa League win have left. So you can't argue with that. That's not the worst fixture in the world. Dinamo Zagreb at home, we should be winning
right.
that. Away at Sporting, that'll be tough. They're always good at their place, but you can't say that Arsenal's not capable of going to Sporting and win. Monaco at home again. Come on, Monaco at home. We can't argue with that. And Girona away. Girona have lost, probably going to lose some of the players. Well, they've already lost some of the players that got them in that great finish last year. You'd fancy us in that. That's not bad.
I said it.
That's
at the
not
top.
bad.
I
That's a
said
good Champions League draw for us.
How do you think it compares to Liverpool's? Who they've got Real Madrid at home, Leipzig away, Leverkusen at home, AC Milan away, Lille at home, PSV away, Bologna at home, Girona away.
Much better than Liverpool's one.
And that feels quite nasty, doesn't it?
Liverpool seeded, and that's a tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Very.
That's tough. Yeah, I mean, we've come out of it better than Liverpool, and Liverpool was seeded.
If you're Arteta,
What's Man
Edu
City's
and co,
total one in here?
you're
Yeah,
looking
I
at that and
get that
thinking, bring it on.
I know PSG.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, they'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
They'll be happy with that, you know. 'Cause,
They won't want to get too excited on camera because that gives a
yeah,
air of overconfidence. But I'm sure they'll be happy with that draw.
they'll be happy with that.
I know I am.
I'm happy with this. I'm happy. That's a
By the
favourable
way,
draw.
that was great fun. I love that draw. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
You sort of got like you were kind of being sprinkled the bigger teams, the harder games, and then it was just kind of all filled out at the end. I think the system, we will get it now. We're going to find out as it plays out how good it is. But what we can say is we're all in for a lot of great midweek nights.
Yeah.
You know, just watching great teams, and also just a complete range of fixtures. I mean, you will be checking week to week. Okay, so who's it? So I know City play Madrid, but now, they got Bayern this time, and it's
Where are they in the league? Where are we here? How many?
Yeah,
it's
it's
gonna
The
be
only thing
very,
is
very
like that
interesting.
where it is now. Try and finish like win this group or come second. You know, so that when you then go through to those next group knockout stages, now you know what I mean, you're a seeded team. You're right up there. You're not up against a Real Madrid or you know, straight away. So
Six wins should put you in a chance to win it or be top 2, top
wins.
Of that
3
group,
minimum
yeah.
of the whole thing.
Out of 8 games, like that's a big. I mean, you
6
want
wins.
to,
Yeah, but when you look at it, Girona
really good
away, let's say we expect, when Monaco expect Sporting, okay, draw you could say, but expect 3. Dynamo expect Shakhtar, Atalanta, PSG, Inter Milan. I
it's
mean,
more Inter Milan, PSG.
none of us are predicting losses against any of those sides.
So would you say there are any teams in there that you look at and you think, oh, that's a real...
well, Inter away is tough.
Inter,
Yeah,
they're
very
organised,
tough.
they're
That's
organised
tough.
Side.
That's
They're
what
going to be
you
tough
know,
to beat.
Atalanta's going to be difficult. They're not
Atalanta's
an easy
difficult.
place
Yeah,
to go
Atalanta
at all.
will be.
And Sporting, we didn't do that well that last
But
time.
there's no
no,
teams
we
there
didn't at all.
that genuinely intimidate or frighten you, though, is there? Let's be honest.
We should be.
Well, the only team that really does that for me would be Real Madrid and City.
Or
So.
Bayern.
Man City have the
not
reverse.
even Bayern.
Man City are hosting Inter Milan and travelling to PSG, which is interesting. They then got Bruges at home, Juve away, Feyenoord at home, Sporting away, Prague at home, and Slovan.
They'll be
mirroring
same-
a lot of
they'll-
our
they'll be-
fixtures,
yeah,
isn't it?
same
Because
as
if
us,
you
yeah.
go back to that, they're
Sporting.
mirroring because they've got to play Sporting as well. Who we're playing, they're playing Inter, they're playing PSG. You know,
They've got a second trip away in Italy.
yeah.
But I think they'll be happy with that. I think they'll be happy with that as well.
I like it, people. Look, we're
They'll
going
be
to
happy with
learn
that.
more, and whether this is kind of good for the players or whatever, like we're going to learn a lot as the season goes on, how it affects other cup competitions, all that. But I've got to say, I've enjoyed the draw. I like the excitement of the football that's to come. And I think this is going to be really interesting. I think we're going to learn a lot about Arsenal here.
It's a lot of games, though, isn't it? That's the only thing. I mean, I'm looking at and I'm thinking, all right, I like it because the mixture of games is not just like you played that
Yeah.
team at home and then you go away and play them.
Yeah.
I like that, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Look at those. Did you see those
You see
graphics
how the
behind
graphics behind
They've
us
got
is like-
spreadsheets going.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Jeez Louise.
Oh my word.
That is a lot of games.
So you said the rest of everything's
Wait,
determined
is Villa
on
been
Saturday, yeah?
Is Villa been determined?
I think the dates and when they're
The
all
dates,
getting played.
yeah.
I mean, imagine
Yeah,
having to
yeah,
wade
they're
through all
lovely.
that, you know, because
Yeah.
you've got to think how many trips are there to Italy? We're going twice. I think Man City are going there. There'll be all these things to consider. I don't think they're going to be sending us to, I don't know, the San Siro at the same time that they're sending City to Turin. They're quite close. Loads of flights, loads of trains. I mean, they'll have to figure
Still
all
drawing.
that out.
Look, it's pot 4 now.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, so
Villa's.
we're gonna
Villa.
find
I
out
want to see
Villa.
Villa. I want to see Villa's teams. I do want to see what they got
Yeah.
or who they got. AS Monaco.
Monaco, we know.
I imagine they
Got
know
us.
what most of their group looks like then.
Clive Balogun's been starting. You know, I haven't really seen much news of him.
It's a strange ground at Monaco Stadium, man.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bit like it looks. like you go to Monaco, it's such a beautiful place, and
I've never been there as well. I'll be honest, my tax bracket
Rolls
doesn't cost
Royces
that far.
everywhere, there's Cullinans everywhere, and then you turn up at the ground, it's like a car park. I've been serious. You know what I mean? Like, it's a weird ground, man. It's like, it is. It's like, it just doesn't fit the,
I feel like I feel like
Strange.
is similar. I'm telling you.
No, but Sporting's a big stadium.
It is big, but
And
it's
then
just,
that's
it
the
just
other thing.
looks...
Monaco's tiny, the stadium.
Oh, is it?
It's a tiny ground, yeah.
Yeah, Sporting's is big, to be
With
fair.
a big running track round it. And,
I hate pitches of running tracks. I really do.
I would have liked to, that would have been good on
I
Brest.
thought you liked
Press.
West Ham.
I hate going there as well. That stadium is soulless. Anyway,
Oh, so it's pot 4.
here we go.
A lot of pot 4's already been decided, hasn't it?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Villa do.
Well, yeah,
what
they
what
must
they do.
have
Yeah.
6 of their 8 teams, and they're just going to find out.
We played Villa away now, so if I'm honest, it doesn't really affect me too much thinking about it. Because I would like to see who they had between us. Won't find out until Saturday, but I'll be interested to see who they get.
All right, whilst they're doing that, we're going to get into some super chats.
Super chats.
What are we saying? He's vetting it first, that one.
If it's about me, you're welcome to just say whatever.
What was it? Who's about? Turkish.
James.
What's that, sorry?
James
What are we
is
saying?
well,
We're waiting on
he's
you.
here,
bro.
bro.
sorry.
We're waiting on you to read out the super
Well,
chat.
oh, sorry. I was reading them. And then I thought you were talking about this.
Yeah,
But
no,
was
we'll
reading
come
in my
back to
head.
that. We wouldn't say super chat.
Next thing you know, I'm saying something
Yeah,
mad
he was
because I
gone.
haven't. Lee Slims is saying, big up the panel. James, remember my comment on the forward players we can sign video that I did that you put out 2 weeks ago, and you sarcastically said, thanks for the nice words. Still feel that way. I can't remember what you said. I probably said it because you're having a pop at me. But remind me, put it in the comments. You have to send a super chat, but remind me what I said. Dan Resnick says, same as when Aubameyang left, surely we've learned. He's talking about being short.
And strikers.
Yeah, but there you go. That's a typical example. We let Aubameyang go. We were all going, no, surely we're going to get someone. We didn't. Joe Wright says, interesting how this all works. I like it. I agree with you, Joe. I've enjoyed this. Lee Sim says, Turkish, big up, G. The Cronkies are back on the BS. They're comfortable again that we're in the Champions League. I felt this before and we've fallen short. Joe Wright says, the way Ronaldo pushed the button. I mean, he is just standing there just going, fair enough. It's important. It's important work.
£1 million every time he presses it.
Yeah, amen.
Gavin says, love Turkish. He's just a reasonable gooner.
Reasonable.
Yeah, reasonable. Yeah? Big up. What's his name?
The Turkish brothers in the chat.
It's Gavin. Sometimes you've got to read out the nonsense.
Yeah, Gavin. Big up Gavin,
It's a
man.
super, you've got to read them.
Gavin, you don't know him, man. Trust me. He ain't reasonable.
I'm very
Not reasonable at all.
very reasonable.
Tom Simpson says Mikel won't touch Tony after the betting stuff.
Aston Villa got Bologna at home, by the way.
Okay. He dropped Ramsdale for admitting verbally to a lack of concentration. Sterling has won cups. He could have his career at Arsenal. Joe Wright says last 16. We'll see you soon. Calm draw. Sue says big up the community. Love for the love. El Nikos says the important part is we get in the top 8 to avoid the playoffs and go straight into the round of 16. No excuses in not achieving that with our draw. I actually agree with that.
That's a good point.
Then we've got the WRX555 says Ty should draw next year. Imagine Ty sort of pressing the button. Tom says Mikel won't. Yeah, you sent that, Tom, but thank you very much. We did read that out. And then Brother Seamus says Don.
I just saw that one.
He said Don Robbie wants breast. Anyway,
The team, yeah.
Villa just done theirs. Had theirs
Oh my
done
day.
as well.
These lot, man, I'm telling you. These lot.
know
No wonder
how
they're
it
saying
is.
Turkish is reasonable. I mean,
you lot are nuts. 14 likes on that super chat. Come on, you lot. What you like? All right, we've got Villa's fixtures yet because I want to see who Unai Emery's got.
Yeah, they just came up, but
It's done. Villa's done.
Yeah, who did they get?
They've done it. They have
to remember all
Bologna.
8 of their Villa's fixtures as well. Struggling to remember mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ask me right now, I actually have no idea.
Yeah, off the
I know
top it's-
Inter, PSG. I think I know Sporting,
Sporting, Girona.
Atalanta.
Girona.
Well, they're all on screen. There
Inter.
you go. There you go to help you out. It's much easier when it was just 3 teams. Now we've got 8 to worry about. Sterling links proves Arteta's god complex, says KD, you said that on the live stream I was doing. I mean,
These are links, by the way. We haven't actually signed these players yet. Listen, we've got to wait and see what happens tomorrow.
yeah.
I'm not against that signing. I mean, we just need a forward player. These are good. We're not talking about scrubs here. We're talking about, if it's Kingsley Coman, if it's Sterling, if it's Ivan Toney. Those are 3 players that will help Arsenal.
Yeah, I totally agree. I
don't care. You want to look at laughter.
You looked at me. Though.
I'm saying, I think those are 3 players that would be an upgrade on what's just gone.
I think this is my thing. I'm underwhelmed, but they are an upgrade.
Sterling's an upgrade.
If you can rediscover his form of 3 years ago, and when you think some of his frustration is being behind in the pecking order there, let's say he's behind Trossard or he's behind Martinelli for a few games. Who's to say he doesn't kick up a fuss here as well? Did he kick up a fuss there, or is it them just trying to force him right out? Well, he questioned at the start of the game week 1, innit? Clarity.
Yeah, but that was after they sort of bombed him out.
Well, they didn't select him.
I think player quality wise,
they didn't select him, and they've obviously said to him, "Yo, bro,
it was quite unceremonious what they did.
Yeah, you're finished there, isn't it? It's basically what they said.
Basically said, go out and look for a new club.
Where I agree with
you're
Robbie,
not in my plans.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, Robbie's telling you why,
Where I agree with Robbie is that I think turning to Sterling over Vieira or Nelson is a massive upgrade out on the right. I even think it's an upgrade on putting Jesus out on the right. Turning to Toney to try and change a game over Nketiah or again some of the other options, I think is definitely an upgrade. So we're definitely better for having those players. It's just underwhelming because of all the names that we listed before. We've had this conversation. Arsenal will now do what they try to do.
But to me, of all the names that's been listed before, it's only really Nico Williams that I'd say. Like Sterling or Chiesa. You said Chiesa earlier. Who's the better player out of those 2? It's Sterling, isn't it? It's not Chiesa.
I'd have gone Sterling out of the 2.
Right? I hear what you're saying. We want to go and get someone that's our guy, long-term, young. I hear that. But if that player is not available, or if the player that you really want is not available, then you've got to look at alternatives, which is what they did that time, for instance, when they got Trossard. And that's worked out brilliantly.
We didn't even try for the player I really wanted.
Who did you really want?
No.
Isak.
Killian.
Sound like Curtis now.
Curtis tried more than anyone.
We just let him go to Real. Didn't even call him. What's this club on?
Constantine saying Turkish-speaking sense and wanting to win trophies. Jack Cook with a super.
We all want to win trophies.
Thank you.
But we've got to be realistic as well.
Sir says, fellas, Steve from LA, great content as always. Arsenal will win the league this year. I'll be booking my flight for the parade. Fantastic. We look forward to seeing.
We need to make some
Let's hope we've
signings
got
first.
Champions League to celebrate. That'd be great. All right, should we round it off there, people? I mean,
You're going to go for every group?
that was fun. No,
Yeah, the top of your head, yeah.
nah. You got
thing
the wrong-
It's not even a sort of group, it's a league. It's a league, yeah.
That's the thing, yeah, and it's
fixtures.
actually it's easy to forget that. Like these
the league.
teams are not playing each other.
Yeah.
Like it's not like Shakhtar will play, Sporting at
They
some
play
point,
reverse
Monaco will play
fixture. None of that.
Inter at some point. We have all got completely different fixtures. What we do against these teams, and what they do against others, doesn't really impact. It's just a league format. Play, get 3 points, worry about your next game. That's what makes it really interesting. There's no groups. Everyone is mixing. We've got PSG and Inter, but they've then got to negotiate City, but on the reverse, where they're playing one at home, they're playing the other away. So it's going to be really interesting. A reminder, we have got PSG at the Emirates. We have got Inter Milan at the San Siro. Those are 2 pot 1 teams, as you can see on screen. We travel to Atalanta, very near Italy. It's in Italy. Very near Milan as well. So 2 trips there, which I'm excited for. Shakhtar, though, will be coming to the Emirates. We then go to Sporting. Obviously, a trip to Lisbon, as we did a few years ago in the Europa League. Dinamo Zagreb will be coming to... See, Dinamo Zagreb, right?
Yep.
They'll be coming to the
Dinamo,
Emirates.
Dynamo.
Monaco at home and Girona away. That is...
Which of those
our
games are the
separate
A-lister? The one everyone's
PSG.
been looking at.
Well,
What do you mean by that? Sorry, which one's the one?
Which game are you most looking forward to?
Inter away. If it's a personal one for me, but yeah, I'm excited for that.
I'm looking for Girona, would be quite nice.
Girona and Atalanta, those 2. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
It's 2 places I've never been to before.
Girona's
So.
I must
unique.
admit, I'm looking forward to the PSG one.
Yeah, PSG at the Emirates.
PSG at the Emirates would
Great
be a
fun,
great
I think.
game. Yeah, that'd be a great game.
Yeah. All right, people. There we have it. Let's just get in a word, yes or no. Are we feeling excited about this new format? Have we enjoyed this? Laurie, what do you think? Yes or no?
Yeah, listen, the format is fine. And the main thing is I think we've got a very favourable group that we should be, let's face it, we should be expected to come through, if not comfortably, but listen, man, come on.
Robbie?
I
Yes or no, you
have
enjoyed
to
it?
agree with everything he says. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with that group. You know what I mean? And we're supposed to finish like at least, you know, as Turkish said, top 4.
Cess, yes or no? You enjoyed
Yes.
it? Yeah. Turkish?
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, on we go. Everyone, I hope you've enjoyed this live stream, first of its kind. And it's been fun. Of course, on Saturday, we'll know when these fixtures are. AFTV socials and everything will be keeping up to date. But of course, we'll be playing Brighton on the day as well. So plenty of content coming out on Saturday. But doesn't mean Friday day's a quiet one, because it's only transfer deadline day. We'll be live from 7 p.m. We'll all be here as well, reacting to the amazing news that Raheem Sterling could be. Sorry, I had to look at Turkey.
Don't worry, the Lau brothers will go live if it happens, man.
But we will see what Arsenal do.
We'll
As
be
things
coming in
stand-
with our Jamaica tops on.
Of course you will. Bring Leon Bailey as well, innit?
A reminder, as things stand, Ivan Toney has exclusively broken by Robbie, could be a target for Arsenal, and Raheem Sterling, the links are hotting up as well. Pavanjic, because you've flown in last minute, I will read it out. It says, tomorrow might be one of the biggest days in our history. Make no mistake about that. We cannot overcome City in the league without another attacking option coming in. And I think that's the perfect way to end, because I actually completely agree. Lots of pressure on tomorrow. And a reminder, as Cecil very kind of... did you guys... Was that subtle? Cecil was going...
They didn't see that. I was off camera. They didn't cut to me.
Yeah, but I'm there going... There is a massive interview with David Seaman coming out as well. Turkish and Cecil interviewed him, and Cecil, Turkish, if you don't mind using your words, you said it's your best favourite piece of content you've done on YouTube. So if that doesn't big it up, I don't know what will. Arsenal legend was in the building right here, and some of the insights absolutely
First time I've seen him on
fantastic.
something, you weren't moaning. You know?
Come on.
you were
Bring the
happy.
OGs
You were
round,
happy
man.
that
I'm
whole
a happy
day.
man. You bring the OGs, you know. How can I not be happy?
No, it's brilliant interview. You got to check it out. I have to say you were fantastic on it as well. With
Love.
well, actually, I ain't going to give away something he did on it. It's brilliant.
Go check out the trailer. It's actually on AFTV socials as well. So anyway, in what is the longest outro of all time, hit the like button if you enjoyed the stream. Subscribe to the channel for more updates, and we'll see you all very soon.